Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Storm King's Thunder, right here at Proficiency Bonus. My name is Michael, your most humble and merciful Dungeon Master for this evening, and we are honored and pleased to have you joining us tonight for this exciting Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition adventure as we continue on with episode 54. I just want to throw a couple quick shout-outs very quickly to Team MZ, Twitch, Streamlabs. We also want to thank Many-Sided Dice, and also we want to thank DiceBard, some of our sponsors and partners. DiceBard, if you go visit dicebard.com and use the coupon code PROBO at checkout, you will get free expedited shipping on your order. And they got some pretty amazing dice on that website, so you're going to want to go and check those out. If you type !DiceBard in the chat, it will give you a link to their website where you can check out all their really cool stuff. And I was hoping that Mr. Blitz Graybeard himself would be ready to type that in, but he's not. So I'm going to hurry up.
Oh, way to call me out. No, I can't even type.
Totally called you out. Just want to throw another couple announcements out there. We have no Storm King's Thunder next week, so we will have our next episode the following Friday. Episode 55 will be 2 weeks from tonight, as I will be out of town, so we will not be running Storm King's Thunder. There might be possibly a one-shot in its place depending on the players available, so we'll keep you posted. Check our Twitter at ProfBonus to make sure that you are up to date on all the announcements of what's going to happen next Friday. If not, you may see this episode again. I'm not sure. So no Storm King's Thunder next week. Delvin Dash went off last night, debuted. It's a little bit later than usual, but I just wanted to let everybody know it will be back on time Thursday. It will be on at 7 p.m. Right before Mystic Hour. So you can tune in to catch our new compact Dungeons & Dragons, which is each episode is only about an hour and 10 minutes long, so that way it's easier to watch and easier to catch up on whenever you miss an episode. So you can check that out. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube so you can keep caught up on all of our episodes of all of our material that we have so far. I'm not going to go ahead and our schedule is getting too packed that I can't go anymore and say tune in to all of our stuff, because we have added so many new campaigns that it would take me 30 minutes to advertise everybody's stuff. So from now on, what I want everybody to do is make sure you check in with our schedule. You can actually check the schedule down below to make sure you tune into those other awesome Dungeons & Dragons streams that we've got going on during the week, and keep yourself up to date on what is happening here at Proficiency Bonus. We've got a lot of things coming. Curse of Strahd will be launching in the middle of November, so we're excited about that with Dungeon Master Sarah. And there's another announcement, but I'm going to let other people announce it. If you tune in tomorrow night to our brother-sister Twitch channel, Insight Check, at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, they're going to have a huge announcement at their channel that has something to do with us. So make sure you guys tune in. It's really cool. And they will go ahead and I'm going to let them take that announcement, because, you know, I don't want to do that. We'll just let them take it. I'm going to take you guys over to our players right now. Not everyone is here right now. MG has messaged me and said he's stuck in traffic. So he's on his way to the stream. Also, Christy had messaged me earlier, says she's going to be a little bit late. So if you see that our videos are all messed up, Diana Zos did not become Lachlan, and Sarah is not playing Diana tonight. Although that would be a pretty interesting.
She probably
You guys go ahead and get their character sheets ready. You guys are now playing them tonight. Trade character sheets.
Awesome.
There you go.
Oh, that's an idea and a half for a one-shot. And rotate your character sheets to the left.
Yeah, everybody that character that you spent hours building, pass it to your neighbor. that's it. I love it. You know, I heard of some people doing that. That sounds like it'd be kind of exciting.
You know,
might be kind of fun. So, welcome everybody to the stream. Just a quick recap of what happened last week on episode 53. Our players were gathered at the Eye of the Allfather. in a temple dedicated to Aman, the chief deity of the giants. They got some valuable information from the oracle by asking several questions and getting answers in regards to things that have been happening, not only in their own plot lines and storylines, but also what has been going on with the giants. Upon walking out of the oracle's chamber, our heroes, came face to face with an enormous blue dragon that was coming to the temple. And upon seeing Harshnag, an epic battle ensued as Harshnag charged after the blue dragon in hopes to prevent it from hurting his friends, his wonderful adventurers. The battle went on. Ashlyn tried to stand her ground and help to fight against the dragon, but Harshnag decided to take down the temple by making the statue of Aman crumble beneath his great axe. As the whole temple caved in on itself, Harshnag and the blue dragon succumbed to the falling stones, and just the whole mountainside itself basically crumbled in on itself. And all of our players were able to manage to get out of the structure before it caved in on them as well. The party saddened, were trying to figure out what to do next. It is about that time that they were visited by an interesting vessel. An airship that sort of resembles a hot air balloon with a wooden boat attached to the bottom of it with sleigh runners and a big propeller on the back. This actual airship was actually gifted to them by Old Snarl himself, Klauth, the Red Dragon of the North, who's taken quite an intriguing, enjoying what he was seeing from our players. Gifted them this airship and the crew. And where we left off last week, they were on the vessel, flying towards their next destination, which was to go see if they could find out what happened to Clarion, their silver dragon friend from a while back.
Hey, the fool.
I love it when all of our previous NPCs jump in the Roll20 chat. It's make an appearance.
Is Markham Southwell played by Samuel L. Jackson? Is that what we're implying here? I'd be into that.
That's it. So, players, and so the story is told. You guys are watching as Lachlan paces on the top of the ship, disguised as a pirate captain, is walking around. He looks happier than you guys have ever seen him, really. He's always kind of bright and cheerful, but this is like his chest is out. He's like marching across. He's looking at everything. He's trying to learn as much as he can about this vessel. And he's got the captain garb. You notice that a lot of these cultists, these dragon cultists who are walking around with these elaborate dragon masks on, seem to be just tending the ship and basically following your orders, as the vessel is yours.
I have proficiency in water vehicles. That wouldn't apply here, right?
Water vehicles? It's an air vehicle, yeah.
Okay. Because I'm a sailor.
You might be able to put this on the water. I don't know. Sure. So what would you guys be doing at this time as the airship is just kind of making its way? The air is, it's windy and cold up here, but you guys can manage. The eye of the All-Father is not in your view anymore, and it just seems like there's this cloud cover and mist all around you as the airship continues to go.
I would be kind of hiding and trying to be by myself, even though Matthew put the skeleton next to me. So I'm not alone anymore.
Who is this Matthew? What is he doing with my skeleton?
Exactly. Molten with the skeleton. Yeah.
Oh, so is the skeleton just following Ashlyn around right now with the healing potion?
Okay.
Just trying to give it to her. It's like
no, go
it's
away.
like offering you a gift. It's still charred. Like
Yeah.
every now and then, a piece of blackened flesh falls off of its skull
Ew.
and hits the floor.
Uncle Molten, make your skeleton leave me alone. It's gross.
Are you injured anymore, dear?
No. Can you just make it leave me alone for now?
Just get over here. Give me that back and go follow Lachlan around.
Thank you.
I will, after Molfin sends away his skeleton, I'll cast Spirit Guardians, so now there are angels, 5 of them, that will follow Ashlyn around instead.
Okay. Nice.
Okay.
Is that like a 30-foot radius?
It's a 15-foot radius. They have to stay within 15 feet of her, I think.
Okay.
Or of the
do
spellcaster.
you think your spirit guardians would automatically beat down the skeleton if they were nearby because of its undead nature?
Oh wow.
Oh, wait, what's one thing? Let me check. Because Diana, my religion doesn't really have, like, obviously my religion would, like, dislike not spirit guardians, but undead.
Yeah.
It doesn't say anything necessarily about undead things. It just says an effect. Hold up. You call for spirits to protect you. They flit around you at a distance of 15 feet for the duration if you are good or neutral, blah, 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 blah. Any number of creatures you can see to be unaffected by it. An effective creature speed is halved in the area, and when the creature enters the area for the first time on a turn, must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed wisdom saving throw, creatures that are not protected against it take 3d8 radiant damage or whatever. I don't know.
I guess I'm asking you, Zos, as a player, as Diana casting this spell, would you protect the skeleton or not?
No.
You wouldn't?
I would not. I don't like the spell too much.
Okay, make a wisdom save
wish
for
that
the
I
skeleton,
could.
Muffin.
Oh, well, it looks like it's not Sarah going over the side. It's us. I mean, it's not Ashlyn, it's Diana going over the side.
So, as all of a sudden these spiritual protectors start to fly around Ashlyn, glowing with this radiant light, and what's the oh boy. And immediately as they start to see this skeleton following Lachlan, they go after the skeleton. So is that 12 the damage that was rolled?
I think
with that
so, yeah.
spell? Okay, so
Yeah, they take d8.
So your skeleton's gonna take 12 points of radiant damage, Wolfen, as all of a sudden these magical glowing maces just start slamming down on the back of Mr. Skeleton on the ship.
Go! Opposite end of the ship! Opposite end of the ship!
The skeleton's got his arms up above his head, like trying to block the beams. And he gets out of the radius. Very nice. So he runs out, and these angelic figures are just sitting on the edge of their radius, just like watching the skeleton.
I'm sorry. I thought that I was helping.
We'll remember that for another day.
That thing is still alive.
Yes, actually.
Wow.
I thought it was gonna get beat to death.
Oh wait, actually, let me double check that. Now that you say that,
I don't
know if it has vulnerability.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't.
Thank you,
It
Sarah
is
B,
not
for the
vulnerable
subscription.
to.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it is not vulnerable to radiant. So yeah, it is still alive.
Yeah, that always shocked me that undead weren't vulnerable to radiant damage in 5e.
Exactly.
Yeah, that always stumped me.
Yeah.
Speaking
I could
of
cast her
stumped,
undead.
welcome Stumpy to the chat. It's good to see.
Oh, it's just not a lot.
All right. So after
Molfin is going to spend a little time today working on copying another one of his scrolls into his shiny new spellbook.
Okay. Is there one in particular that you're working on?
Wall of Sand.
Wall of Sand.
Nice. Very good. That will be nice.
Sounds ominous.
It's not like it's, booty call Asmodeus. It's
Okay.
Wall of Sand.
Yeah, that's better.
Fair enough.
All right. So yeah, you guys are just aboard this ship, headed west. You can see that. Where did she go? Oh, there she is. I'm gonna double check her name again. I think it was Delphine or Delphine. The one that basically approached you from the beginning, Molfin. Is just kind of walking around on the ship, just making sure everybody's doing what they need to do. It seems like.
Is she the captain? Sorry.
She seems to be the one that's kind of. She seems to be the one in charge. But
Okay.
technically, you guys are all in charge. She's just working for you. But she seems to be, out of all of the cultists aboard, she seems the one that has the most say in what goes on and who does what. So, this one up front, who's been giving kind of Lachlan a tour of the weaponry of the ship, Nizroth, has been kind of just following along, showing him all the cool things. There is one actually that you guys saw initially going up in the crow's nest on top of the balloon. So there is you have to climb the netting around the balloon to get to the crow's nest.
I'll go to the crow's nest.
Oh, you're gonna go to the crow's nest?
Yeah.
Okay, make
I'm gonna be far away from people.
Athletics or acrobatics. You get to choose.
Acrobatics.
All right.
I will swing my way up there. Oh my god, I fall!
No, you start climbing up, and the wind starts to get pretty heavy, Ashlyn, and you just kind of like freeze, and you're just like on the side of the balloon. You haven't fallen, but you haven't made any real progress up to the top of the balloon.
I threatened to throw myself off this, so this is good. This didn't happen. Okay.
Yeah, Diana, you watch as Ashlyn makes her way kind of off the edge a little bit. She climbs one of the ropes up to the side and starts making her way up the balloon.
My spirit guardians are on top of that. No, she's not allowed to do anything that puts herself in danger.
Well, I don't think your spirit guardians can stop her. They're just kind of like floating. They're kind of flying around her.
Can we catch her if she tries to jump? Can they just grab her by the neck and yank her back? I like to think of them as little mini-me's.
Little mini-me's. The little mini Dianas just floating around, flying, making sure Ashlyn doesn't do anything crazy in her
Get out of here.
in her panic state right now. All right. Yeah, but she's trying. It doesn't seem like she's getting too far up the side, but she kind of frozen there. Molfin, what are you kind of doing? Oh yeah, you're still copying your scrolls.
Yep. There's one scroll out, sitting. Oh, given that I've got the skeleton up front with Lachlan, Molfin is probably sitting like right next to the little like heater furnace to stay warm, as he's not really moving.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's just.
Yeah, definitely. And you notice too, guys, as the journey continues, a lot of these cultists every now and then will take a break and go and kind of warm up by the furnace. This fire elemental seemingly trapped inside, heating not only the air in the balloon but also the crew. So Molfin, as you're doing that, Delphine actually comes over and she actually sits next to you, and she has a drink in each hand, and she hands over a drink of some. It smells like Dwarven ale.
Thank you, my dear.
Oh yeah, not the problem. So you've been on many adventures.
Not many, but it seems like this is just one long one at this point.
Yeah. Yep. It's
between the dragons and the giants, and now for Klauth.
Klauth, yeah. Man, I tell you, what a beauty to marvel, this Klauth. One of the most majestic dragons you will ever lay your eyes upon. I'm just so lucky to have had that opportunity.
And how is it that you serve him? What does he gain from your servitude?
Well, he gains my life. I have given myself to him. And I pay him back in doing what he asks. And what he asked was for me to man this crew and get this ship to you. And to do what you ask. So I will do it. See,
We shall see.
you know,
Do I hear this conversation?
make a perception check.
Dang it. I just
Ashlyn, go ahead and repeat your roll, either strength or athletics or acrobatics. Are you kidding me?
I've
Did you
a
not
plus
20?
8.
Ashlyn, you slip
Okay.
and you lose your grasp on the ropes. With your perception check, Diana, you not only hear the conversation that Mulfin and Delphine are having, but you start to see Ashlyn falling.
Ah!
Do I see this as well?
Yes.
Me. Falling
I'm having
over
a
the
bad
ship?
day.
Yeah, because she
bad
was
day.
actually on the side of the ship, so she won't even fall onto the ship. Like, she's following out, like, down.
Oh.
Oh, Ashlyn! Oh my god, can I grab Callista and like be like thorn whip her or something?
Kallista, what can Kallista do? Can she,
Thorn whip! I don't know if I can catch her.
is there something Mulfin can do?
Yeah, Mulfin's got an idea. It's Mulfin's just gonna take his pack, his backpack with the rope on it, just hand it to Diana. How far from Ashlyn is Mulfin?
About 25 feet, but falling fast.
Okay, so without even looking to see if she's holding on to it, push the bag into Diane's hand, grab the other end of the rope, misty step literally right underneath Ashlyn with the rope.
Okay, make an athletics check. As all of a sudden you appear. No, to try to grab a hold of her.
Oh, I'm hoping she grabs on.
Okay, well,
Oh.
go ahead.
Oh.
You can make athletics as well, Ashlyn, to see if you can grab onto Mulfin as he's
Can I
kind of
cast
dangling.
aid? Can I cast aid or something so that they can add bonuses? Is that what aid is? Yes, I think. No, that's 6-point maximum.
Up to
Wrong one.
yeah.
Wait. Less. I don't know if that affects ability scores or
Yeah,
not.
8 is, oh, bless. Do you have to touch?
It does not.
No, 30 feet.
Fire
Makes it an
them.
attack roll or saving throw. Yeah, so that's not gonna do for skill checks. Ashlyn is unable to grab a hold of you, Mulfin, but as she's kind of slipping a little bit, you actually have her. Basically by just kind of like you're gripping her. She's kind of starting to squeeze through, slipping through your grasp a little bit, but you got her.
Pull us up. I can't hold her long.
It's a tiny little elf to pull up 2 people.
Delphine and a couple of the other crew members, Kallista runs over to the rope, and they all start helping you pull it back up, Diana, without a problem. They're able to kind of heave it, pull this rope, and just pull you guys both up. And Mulfin and Ashlyn, you guys have now been pulled back safely up onto the deck of the ship after that close call.
Oops. I threatened to throw some of them.
You did. And you rolled 2 nat 1s in a row.
I know, I did so bad. I didn't even mean to.
Well,
Okay, I won't climb up to the crow's nest right now, but maybe later.
Mulfin goes over to take the bag from Diana, starts going through it, pulls out a 10-foot length of chain. Ashlyn,
we cannot.
Yes.
let us go find somewhere for you to sit.
No, she's not a
Okay.
dog. We can't do that to her. We can put a child leash on her.
How long does Spirit
Mulfin
Guardians
just holds up
last?
the chain and just shake them.
No,
Diana, do you remember how long Spirit Guardians last?
like 10 minutes,
It's like 10 minutes. Okay.
something like that.
As Ashlyn was pulled back onto the ship, as you turn around, Mulfin, you watch as in the corner of the ship there are 3 Spirit Guardians just beating down on Mr. Skeleton.
As he just sort of goes,
Yeah,
As he
10 minutes.
crumbles.
That was not the intention. That was not what they were
"Oh, I have to go
intending to be.
collect them." I have to go collect bones. Here, Diana. Take the chain. Make sure she can't go off the side again.
I was just gonna like maybe take the rope in my pack and just kind of like tie Ashlyn to like around her waist to my my waistband belt. You know what I mean? Like the belt loop. Can I tie Ashlyn to my belt loop?
Sure. That's what you'd like to
Lachlan,
do.
Lachlan, you have that grapple gun, correct?
Yeah, Gramps.
If Ashlyn goes off the side again, shoot her with it.
That's gonna hurt.
Okay.
It may hurt, but it may also save her life.
That's true.
I just bounce off of her. just.
Guys are treating me like I'm a kid.
I don't grapple gun my children.
But you just fell off the side of an airship and nearly died.
Yeah.
Uh,
Thank
forgive
you,
me,
Uncle Molfin, for saving me.
Thank Diana. She's the one who had to catch us when we went off the side.
Hey!
Thank you,
I just
Diana.
made it quick to get over to you. Molfin's going to go start picking up the bones for the skeleton, but specifically pick up the 2 shin bones and just throw them over the side. Collect every other bone except for the 2 shin bones.
Okay.
What that is.
Excellent.
You
I don't get
mind.
Delphine is just like, excuse me, Molfin, I have to refill our drinks. I'll have to go down below. It seems that
Perhaps
all this
if you have
excitement
a
has
little
spilled our glasses.
Yes, but perhaps if you have something a bit stronger, we may need it.
We do have some Klauth. Klauth has put on quite a bit in the storage below. We have some nice fine elven wine.
Ooh,
I shall
wow.
say-
Would you
I
like
shall
would you like
say
some
your
as well,
choice.
Diana?
Hello, indeed. The wine of my people. I will be a very harsh judge.
Sure. Ashlyn, would you like some wine? Perhaps it may take the edge off a little bit.
Okay. Am I allowed to? Yes. Yes, I'm an adult. I will take some wine.
Ashlyn is an elven adult.
I follow your orders, ma'am. So yes, I can get you some.
Thank you.
Absolutely. She kind of bows towards you and then moves back, and you see her disappear, kind of like where your token is. There's a wooden doorway there that disappears, and then you see her turn to the right and walk down some steps, descending.
I'm always forgetting that Diana and Ashlyn are kind of like the teenagers of like elves. You know, we're like 18-year-olds. You know.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So really, you guys still just have a moment to roleplay a little bit here.
We gonna get
Diana, how much longer are your friends going to be around?
10 minutes. I thought they were going to like help Ashlyn and like protect her or whatever and like keep her from doing anything stupid. Turns out they just let her fall off the side of the ship and got distracted by a dumb skeleton. So they don't work.
Well, you need to be nicer to Tony.
Tony?
You
Why
named
is his name Tony?
What?
Well, because
Oh.
he has no shin bones. He's literally knee and then toe. But knee toe
I'm gonna leave. I just got
doesn't
here. I'm gonna leave. You know
I
what?
personally find Tony to be a more appropriate name.
All right, guys, we got MG back. He's gonna be jumping in.
Apologize for the delay, everyone.
It's all good. It's
Life
all
That's
good.
okay,
We're glad you're here.
You only missed Lachlan dying.
Well, I've got another character. Will you hear about this one?
We've
No,
used his
no.
blood to summon a horde of demons. They've blown stink gas all over the boat. It's a mess.
Well, could be worse.
Ever cheerful.
All right. So you guys are basically aboard the ship. You got an opportunity to do a little bit of role playing with each other. With each other backstories or talking about things. You guys got some time. This time is yours right now.
I'm gonna help. I'm doing that a lot now. Brooding. This is Ashlyn's brooding side.
Ashlyn's brooding side.
Yeah. Just
It's
gonna
not the
start
same without
listening.
Harshnag running below us, you know?
Yeah, wow, that's really depressing.
I mean,
Is-
now is pretty depressing.
Where's Callista in reference to the rest of us? Is she a little ways off with Anastasius, or is she right near us?
She spent a little time like circling the airship on this giant fly that she was mounted on from last week, and eventually she made her way back onto the ship. So she's just kind of suspiciously walking around, not really 100% okay with
On board.
being on this airship with all these presuming dragon cultists of Klauth.
Molfin's going to keep an eye on her and try to time it so it's like when she's swinging sort of away from us, and look over at Ashlyn. Well, from what, if I remember Diana saying, resurrection spells to bring someone of that size back can be rather expensive. But you know, I hear dragons like to keep large amounts of gold and coin near them. Perhaps as we are trying to rescue her friend, maybe some of his coin sort of accidentally falls into our purse.
Do people, I mean, I don't know if you know, guys, but do people always want to come back?
What do you mean? I mean, first of all, no stealing. We're not stealing. We can take a loan as friends, or perhaps a grant, but friends do not steal from friends. Second of all, what do you mean might not want to come back? Who, like, doesn't want to live their life to the fullest? You know?
Well, Diana, if you were to die tomorrow, would you like me to bring you back?
Of course I would. I still have so much work to do. There's Zolkin to take care of, and I don't even know if my soul is like completely all together, and like how that would affect me dying. How do I die if my soul is stuck in something? So like, yeah, I'd love to come back.
Well, we can definitely make that happen then.
I still have work to do too. But I mean, what about when you finish what you're working on?
If you die, Lachlan, I will bring
dragon.
you back as well.
Not as a zombie or a skeleton, like real me. Right? Right?
Oh, agreed. Yes, the real us.
Of course, that's what I'm talking about. Why would it be any different?
You've got to be really specific with Malfin.
He's like a genie.
And here, you just see Molfin writing down.
Last
There's-
Ruin Testament.
What could be said for going out in a blaze of glory? I mean,
I know, that's what he would have wanted. That's what he wanted. That's what he did. I don't
we're
think
gonna
we
be
should
telling
bring him
stories
back.
about that guy as long as we're around, and I hope I have good 300 years ahead of me.
I've got another 100, maybe? Like 120? 100?
I got like
Around?
200. I'm like a child.
Children.
Yeah, you've got like 1,000 years after them.
Yeah.
About this time, Delphine comes back up from below with some nice wine glasses filled with a nice red wine. And she hands
Drinking
all
and
of you-
flying, very
she
safe.
He hands all you a nice glass of this fine elven wine. Captain Lachlan. Captain Lachlan. Here. I
Set a cost, number one.
I figured you would want one too. And she hands it over to you as well.
Relaxes the nerves for piloting a little bit, you know.
Oh,
Thank you.
absolutely. Especially if you're not used to being this high.
I will check for poison.
Okay.
Or
Molfin's just drinking.
Yeah, I'm gonna drink mine.
Oh, what kind of check would be to check for poison? What is that, survival or nature?
I was gonna say nature, but
medicine,
like we
maybe?
can go for survival or medicine. You know, whichever.
Magic spell.
Magic, detect magic. I don't know. No, just go ahead and you can do survival or nature, whichever one is your highest. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
She's
I
a
found it.
survivor.
You
I'm not gonna give
you're
it.
kind of like moving the glass under your nose, like sniffing it. Just smells like this nice fruity wine. You don't smell any hint of anything that could be mixed with this.
Yes, I am very bougie. I do have a very fine taste in wine. I have a very
Thank you.
refined palate. I can tell that this was made near our deep forest. The cask it was kept in was cedar wood, flavored with hints of cinnamon and, dare I say, cherry.
Wow, very good, Diana, Josephine says. you,
Is Muffin trying to see if I'm BSing this?
you must be pretty impressed with this quality of wine. I mean, Klauth did want us to put the best on storage for all of you.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Cloud. Yeah.
Muffin, I'm not lying. I mean, I hope I'm not. I don't know.
Well, one could never tell with elves.
You actually,
Maybe my father was a winemaker.
and you actually think she's being 100% honest. Like, this is something you have never seen of Diana before. She knows her wine.
I know my wine. My father was probably a winemaker or something. I don't know. I'll add it to my backstory page
There
later.
we go. Yep.
Yes, a winemaker.
Winemaker.
No!
Terrible.
I'll have you know he was actually a very honorable soldier who died in battle when she was 9. So thanks. No.
And a
Why did he
small
die?
day.
Because he was drunk. Hi, you're the bad guy, right?
This is awful. If this was canon, Diana would be upset.
Muffin's already gone off the side of the boat once today. He can go off a second time.
No one would catch him.
He can catch himself. He has
Yeah,
powerful
just-
magics.
So you guys are enjoying some fine elven wine aboard the top of this ship. It's it's still rather cold as you guys continue to make your way.
Perhaps next time we should have this mulled by that little fire elemental.
There's a fire elemental?
That's how the ship runs.
It's in the central chamber here. If you open up, you can see he's in there rather. Seems to be rather happy, in my opinion, but
Is he happy?
I suppose if you really like, I could ask him.
Yeah, ask him. I want to know if he's happy. If he's not, I'm gonna set him free.
You can speak to fire, Gramps?
So Muffin's sort of going to lean his head over and in primordial say, "Hello there, and there. Do they treat you well?"
Oh no.
Help me!
You hear,
Oh,
you
no.
hear back, those of you that don't understand primordial, you just hear what sounds like the crackling of fire as this thing roars out of this thing and says, "Absolutely not. Let me out.
Oh
I want out."
I didn't hear it.
Muffin's going to look back and forth. Well, I think we can do that as soon as we can get this thing down to the ground. I'd rather not fall out of the air and die. Do they ever converse with you?
Out. Out.
Oh, righty then.
no. Don't say.
This thing, if you haven't noticed, does not seem happy.
So is he okay, Uncle Muffin? Does he like being inside?
Is Delphine around? Is Delphine around?
Yeah, she's kind of walking around, just making sure everything's okay on the ship,
Delphine.
making sure that the
Delphine.
navigator
Daphne.
getting us where we need.
Muffin's gonna look at Diana and Giant and say, "Well, we may need to free this creature as soon as we get to Clarion. Please advise
Bon.
Ashlyn, but to make sure that these people don't understand."
In Giant, I will say to Molfin, is this Klauth guy a good person to make an enemy by destroying his cultist's airship?
You mean my airship? They work for me.
Of course they do, until the fire-breathing dragon decides they don't anymore.
We'll send him down to meet my boss. Muffin will roll his eyes.
Okay then. Okay then.
It is a joke, Diana.
No,
Gallows humor.
no, that's fine. Your boss. Okay. Your boss. I will.
Would you prefer my owner?
No, not quite.
What are they saying, Lachlan?
I think there's mumbling going. Rah, 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 rah.
Yeah, I know, right?
Out! Let me out!
The fire is roaring up pretty big. Is
I
he
know,
stoking it
it's
with
the-
This whole
wood
thing
or
will
something?
burn. Let me
I don't know,
out!
but it's nice and toasty.
Yeah, it's so warm. Ooh,
You can see the
ooh.
marshmallows?
Yeah.
I know you can hear me. I know you understand.
Perhaps this is not a wonderful idea. Now the bloody thing knows I understand it and it won't shut up.
Out.
Nevermore.
How open is the the opening to this doorway?
At the back of
Like
the
the
ship.
little trapdoor. Well, no, the little trapdoor thing, like where I can see in to see this.
It's very small. It just kind of like opens up like it's like a small grate on the front that has a little handle that kind of opens up. And at the top, there's like a valve that releases this. It's like these two metal flaps at the top that release more air into the balloon and then cut off a little bit, or more heat, so that way you're able to travel up and travel down through the air. But you would think that the way the openings are, that this creature should be able to squeeze out of because it's made of pure fire. So make an Arcana check for me, Molfin, as you're kind of looking around.
I'm gonna pull a Ashlyn and roll low. Well, 15 is low for me.
15 is good enough, though. You have a feeling like there is some kind of magic about this furnace that doesn't allow this creature to escape.
Wolfen's gonna dip his fingers into the wine a little bit, and through the grate just flick some of the liquid in the thing and just say, "You just wait a few moments."
You hear like as the liquid hits it. I don't have time to wait. I'm gonna burn this thing down. Let me out. Out.
Is it happy?
Now he's appealing to Molten.
Delphine, can I converse with you for a moment?
Oh, absolutely. Now, what's troubling you, Molfin?
Well, you seem to have a rather infuriated small fiery beast threatening to burn the boat down.
Oh, absolutely. Wouldn't you be furious if you were magically locked in a furnace?
Fair point.
You do have a very valid point. Are there other ways to power this boat? I'm somewhat concerned about the being and our well-being.
Oh, there are other ways, but this is the most effective, by all means. And that fire elemental, despite its agitated attitude, it does also serve Klauth, and will do so whether it likes it or not.
Can't argue with that.
It's like us and
Seems that Ashlyn has a
Klauth is
valid point at the
very
moment.
persuasive. You must understand.
I'm certain he is.
Do you enjoy the wine?
Oh, I did. It seemed my small, fiery friend did not enjoy it quite so much, but
Well, he's got a job to do. He'll be fine.
We shall have to leave it be for now.
It is probably for the best.
For now.
I'd hate to see what would happen if he got out. She takes a sip of
Yeah.
wine.
Olfin just sort of strokes his chin a little bit. Yes.
No.
What a horror that would be.
It is crackling and carrying on a lot today. I've never seen it quite like that before.
Can Ashlyn go down deck and see if there are marshmallows?
Absolutely. Yeah. Ashlyn, you head on down the steps. Are you able to go on the other side of the map to the right a little bit? Can you see the lower deck on your screen?
No. I'm in like some random room. Now I'm in a hallway.
No, in a hallway.
Oh, yeah, that's the lower deck, I
Yep,
think.
that's the lower deck. Yeah, you moved
Okay.
you kind of descend the stairs. It goes down about like 3 or 4 steps, has a little landing, and then you turn and go complete the opposite other direction. Go down the rest of the steps. You can see there's a doorway to your right that is locked with some kind of valve. And as you go down the hallway straight ahead, you can see that there's still a door kind of just slightly open at the end of the hallway. And that in the front of the ship is where the main storage is. And there's a ton of different boxes of different things. Several boxes of food and rations, barrels of fine dwarven ale and elven wine. You do find a few packages of marshmallows.
Yes. Okay, so I am going to find some sticks.
A fire-breathing dragon is never going to forget the marshmallows.
Fair enough.
Life advice from
Yeah.
Michael.
So I'm gonna find something pointy and put the marshmallows on the plates and bring 4 of them up for us.
Okay. So Ashlyn emerges from below deck with a few sticks with marshmallows attached to the end of them.
Yay! Now we can have a party with our new friend, the fire elemental. I hope he's happy. Don't you?
He's dancing all around. He looks really happy.
I think he's happy.
Your friends are toying with me. I don't like it.
It's so toasty over here.
I'm gonna burn their marshmallows. All of them.
Oh no, mine got melty too so fast.
The fire gets a little hotter in the furnace.
Oh no. Well, I kind of like mine burning, so it's okay.
Diana, your marshmallow catches on fire. I can't hear you. You must be
I
muted.
can't hear you.
Audacity.
You know what they say, the hotter the fire burns, the happier the creature is.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's a saying. Why not?
I'm cold constantly, and I'm happy.
Blew up a bar.
I'm
With
anemic.
that,
Did
Molfin
both-
turns full to face Diana. Really? You happy? Right.
That's mean. I am happy. I'm just also depressed. I don't know.
I think you can be both at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, I am deeply grieving Harshnag's death, but here I am enjoying a marshmallow.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
but that
find
is-
a
But that is different, Ashlyn. You are going through grief of the loss of a friend. It is not the same as being depressed or sad.
I think it can be.
At least that's what the books always have told me.
Perhaps. I don't know.
Lachlan, what do you say?
This is a great philosophical question.
Marshmallow.
Yeah, the marshmallow is great, right?
Marshmallow.
Lachlan,
I
how long
really
does
want a
disguise
s'more.
self last too? Are you still
1 hour.
1 hour? Yeah. At about this point, your disguise would probably wear off, unless you did it again. No.
No.
Well, where did Kallista wander off to now? I need to know how long it will be to get to Clarion's domain.
Making out with that guy.
She went off with that horned fellow.
Alabaster, Alamazar, Alakazam.
Anastasius.
Asmodeus.
Anastasius.
They're both kind of.
Anastasius is the name.
They're both at the back of the ship, just kind of like looking over the edge.
Anna.
Like Anastasius has got his elbows kind of leaned up against the ship, just kind of watching out the back there.
Are they?
And at about
they
this
holding-
time, Delsavine kind of looks at all of you and it's like, we'll be getting close to nightfall here soon. We'll be about ready to switch shifts with the crew below. We've got 2 different groups. We've got a day shift and we've got night shift. So we've got the 4 from below. Perella will be leading that group.
Is there a place for us to rest?
Absolutely. What we can do is we can combine the chambers. We have 4 rooms down below. We'll just combine all of our things into 2, and you guys can take the other 2.
Okay.
I have a question.
Sure.
With-
What would it be, Diane?
With my perception roll, this is for the DM.
Okay.
With my perception roll, can I see if like Anastasius and Christy are like holding hands or anything like that?
We'll come back to that because as the DM, I wouldn't even know. so once one of them gets here this evening, I'll let them answer.
Callista, not Christy.
Yeah. So once Christy gets here, I'll let you ask her that question. We can kind of retcon and go back a little bit because I wouldn't know really, to be honest. Yeah.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
are we just gonna like go to sleep all together at the same
What?
time and like just let random people we've never met like run the show?
No.
Okay.
Well,
I will take first watch if anyone objects or wants to take first or second. I'll take first watch with these people. Keep an eye on
I
them.
suppose I can take second.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take 3rd and 4th.
Great, works for me.
And
Well,
Oh,
novice
I'm awfully tired.
Lachlan,
What?
take 4th watch with her.
Okay. Yes, sir.
All right, so go ahead, everybody. As the shifts kind of change for the groups, you guys see a new group come up. 2 female humans and 2 male humans kind of come back up, and the crew from before go head down. And they kind of take half of all of their items that they were using to split up between the rooms, and they move them all into the 2 bed chambers to the right hand side of the ship, giving you guys the left hands. And you notice that they both each have there's 2 hammocks inside each one, and they have just kind of like a simple wooden chest that they use to kind of keep all their personal effects in. They've emptied theirs out so that way you guys could use them if you wish. There's a kind of like portholes that peer off into the outside. You think maybe a halfling or a gnome might be able to squeeze through one, but anything bigger than that probably wouldn't be able to squeeze through the porthole for the window. And you guys make your way there. Those of you that are taking watches, go ahead and make perception checks for the evening. Wow.
Jeez.
Nice. Yeah, so Diana, you, as night falls here in the air, the fire elemental has been crackling and being very noisy ever since Mulfin was speaking to it. Ever since that time, it seemed to not kind of settle down, but the light from this has actually made it a lot easier to see aboard the ship. So everybody's having a really easy time to see. One of the members of the night crew is up in the crow's nest. Other than cold breeze and darkness, passing of clouds, you don't really notice anything during your watch. Unless there's anything that you wanted to do during that time. Alright, so you will head to get Mulfin to take his watch. And Mulfin, you notice more of the same as you're kind of walking around. The whole time you're aboard the ship, all you can hear is the elemental calling to you and heckling you basically for your entire 2 hours.
Terrible.
You know, you could let me out of here. I could burn it all down. And then you wouldn't have to watch after it anymore.
What an angry elemental.
Mulfin's gonna look around. How far up is the crow's nest?
It looks to you about, from where you're standing, 5, 10, 15, 20, maybe about 40, 45 feet up. You can't even see it because the balloon is basically kind of consuming the whole space above you. So basically when somebody disappears and crawls out, they have to crawl like on the bottom of the balloon and then out around it to get to the top of the crow's nest. So you can't even see the person in the crow's nest.
Well, Molfin is going to crawl his way up to the crow's nest.
Okay, make an acrobatics or athletics check for me, please.
Oh no. Rest in peace, new character.
MG, you missed me critical failing on 2 acrobatics rolls.
Do we have inspiration from last week?
Yes, you do.
I can't remember.
Of course.
I'm going to burn my inspiration.
All right, burning your inspiration to get advantage on this roll. It's a good thing that you did. You did fine. Yeah, you're climbing, and it's kind of awkward at that first amount of time. You're like, you got to climb up a rope to get to the netting, and then once you get to the net, you kind of dangle with your feet a little bit and just use your upper body strength to get to the outside of the balloon, and then you're able to get some footholds to climb the rest of the way, and you actually make it the whole way up to the top of the balloon and to the crow's nest.
Molfin can do this. I can totally.
Where there is a male human clad in this dark leather armor with a dragon mask on his face, just kind of looking out back and forth. He's got a crossbow in hand, just as he's kind of like looking around.
Good evening. Don't mind me. I'm just going to join you for the evening.
Hello, Melvin. Trait. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
Must be an honor to receive such a gift from Klauth, old Snarl.
It is definitely something. We shall see how it goes when we meet face to face at the end of this.
Oh, yes. He is quite a marvel to see. I got to lay my eyes on him and see him in person. When he speaks, the ground rumbles. You can't stand within 50 feet of him because you can just feel the heat, this aura of pure fire energy, and just the magic. Oh, it's just an awe to see.
Does he keep supplies of magical books and scrolls?
Well, I haven't seen his hoard. I think it's deep within his veil, but I know that he has treasures that only one could imagine. I mean, he had an airship lying around, for God's sakes. I mean,
You do have a point there.
who has one of these? Oh.
Forgive me, Intril. I must zone myself out for a few moments. I need to alert one of my compatriots that it is their watch shortly. And Molfin is going to take a few minutes to cast, well, a little more than a few minutes. The better part of the last half of his watch is going to be spent casting Find Familiar as a ritual.
Excellent. Perfect.
And then once the familiar coalesces into form, Molfin will send it down to alert Ashlyn that it is her watch.
Okay.
What is it?
Do you want me to roleplay this, or would you like to roleplay this?
Up to you if you'd like to.
I'm gonna
It's an odd opportunity.
Okay. I mean, it's really up to you. It's your call.
Go ahead.
All right.
I think this will be funny.
Okay. So, Ashlyn, as you are kind of coming out of you trance, right?
Yep.
You do the elf trance. Yes, you're kind of meditating, and all of a sudden you feel this tap on your shoulder, and you can feel the flutter of some wings. And you look and you see this little devilish-looking creature, dark red in nature with these bright yellow eyes. It has these horns that stick up from its head, and it's just flapping its wings next to you. It's not wearing anything. It just has like these little arms and legs and claws. It has a little tail with a pointed tip on the end, and it just looks at you and says, "Hey, time for your watch." It's just flying next to you.
Who are you?
What was his name, Molphin?
I don't think Wolfen gave him one.
Okay, what do you want to name him?
We'll call him Impy, after Stumpy from chat.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Impy. Impy's the name.
Impy.
Molphin sent me. Said it's time for your watch.
Oh, Molphin. Okay. I get it.
Yeah, so get up. It's time to go.
You are so cute.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
It smiles at you.
All right. Oh, God, that's terrific. Okay. I'm gonna go for my watch now. Thank you, Impy.
Okay, as you're starting to move, he's kind of like pushing you.
Oh.
Go a little,
Okay.
little faster. Come on.
Okay.
It's time to go.
Okay. I'm going.
It's time for your watch.
Okay. Thank you. You're very diligent. There.
You're way too polite.
Just keeps pushing.
Molfin's just gonna telepathically tell to watch Ashlyn, make sure she does not do anything to risk her own life during watch.
Sure, I can manage that.
You know you laugh and it scares me.
So, Molphin, are you staying in the crow's nest, or are you going back downstairs?
Would it be possible for Molfin to just sort of...
What?
You cut out on me.
would it be possible for Molfin to just sort of curl up and pass out in the crow's nest?
Sure. Yeah, you can do that.
Nope. Then he's just gonna pass out in the crow's nest.
Trait kind of looks down after you start snoring a little bit. And is like, yeah, whatever. Keeps looking out. Ashlyn, during your watch, it's really up to you what you would like to do.
I'll talk to Impy.
You talk to Impy? Okay. Impy's kind of flapping its wings. He's kind of hovering next to you. Just kind of keeping an eye on you. Not really saying anything to you. Just kind of there.
You want some marshmallow?
Sure, I'll try some.
Okay, here you go.
He grabs it. He looks at it. Like, you can see it's like goo in his teeth all together. And he's like,
Little sticky,
Yeah, but they're good, right?
I guess.
Okay. You keep on doing you, man. Yeah.
It's really cold.
It is cold. Why don't we go sit by the fire, Elemental, who's very cheerful?
Good idea.
Yeah.
he flutters over. It's like hanging out by the.
It's much better.
Yes. Yes, of course. So that's about it.
It is just fluttering. It's like staring at you the whole time, like just looking at you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like kind of like nod my head uncomfortably and be like, yeah. Once in a while, I just kind of give him the finger guns, like, yeah, you're.
He
so
finger guns right back.
Yeah, you're a quick learner, aren't you? Yeah.
And really, your whole watch goes like that until eventually Lachlan wakes up and heads on up. And Lachlan, as you emerge, it's still dark, but you can see sitting next to the fire element furnace, keeping warm, is Ashlyn, along with this devilish-looking creature, tiny creature that's just fluttering right next to Ashlyn, just like staring at her aimlessly. Red flesh, humanoid-esque, but has these horns and just these leathery wings just flapping there.
Where'd he come from?
Lachlan, I'm so glad you're here. I've never been so happy to see you in my life. I'm sorry I punched you this 2 times even.
Yeah,
So,
I was gonna suggest we have a rule for our watch. Maybe no punching Lachlan?
Yeah, okay. Let's go meet Impy. Impy, why don't you go sit next to Lachlan now? Because we're buds, and now you can meet Lachlan. Impy.
Hi, Impy.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good.
He doesn't even look at you. He's just staring at Ashlyn.
This is creepy at all.
You okay, little guy?
I've been given strict orders.
To just watch me.
Of course. Make sure you don't do anything crazy.
Okay. I'm just gonna sit here.
Be Be careful where you sit down.
Okay, I will check
Is that a threat?
traps.
Oh, there's a little bit of a nail sticking up over there. Don't sit there. Be careful.
Okay. Envy, you're quite nice. Thank you for that warning.
Just doing my job.
Yeah. Yeah, that always makes me shudder inside my soul.
He's weird.
Are you okay?
Don't give him
Like,
sugar.
Getting like the bag of holding, debating.
So, this isn't awkward.
All right.
This is great. We're all having fun.
It's like
Yeah.
Lachlan's
We
staring
like
at this
Impy.
creature. This creature's staring at Ashlyn. Ashlyn's sitting on the floor.
I like wave my hand across his face.
Stop
Yeah.
that. You're blocking my view.
He turns his gaze back to Ashlyn.
I'll leave you two to have fun.
Lachlan, don't you dare.
I still have marshmallows stuck in my teeth.
Okay, you work on that. Get the sugar out. It's not good for you in your teeth all that time.
Really?
Maybe floss.
Floss? What's that?
When you take some string and you put it through your teeth so
He
it gets
smiles.
the stuff out of
Hey, thank you so much for the follow. He smiles at you, and he's got these really pointed teeth with huge gaps in
Oh.
between them.
Ah, what a smile that is.
You
The
think,
only one a mother could love.
you think I could floss these?
Yeah. Oh, my soul is shivering again. Lachlan, come tell me a story so I don't have to be alone with MP.
I'm too scared.
Okay. We'll make one up. Here, I'll start you. Once upon a time, there was a princess named Ashlyn.
She punched Lachlan a lot.
And then her soul was stolen away by a devil. That's a great story. Tell another one. Tell another.
Can I stealth?
Yes, you can.
Can I stealth?
You can try, but you will have disadvantage, Ashlyn. Lachlan, you can go ahead and
Oh,
just make a
man.
regular. Lachlan, you've shifted away into the shadowy parts of the.
Homer
edge of
Simpson into the bush.
into the bush.
Oh man. How like where is it? Where's my stupid
You know what? I think doesn't
thing.
Kallista have the nat 20 tonight?
No,
No,
I don't.
Ashlyn does. Yeah, Ashlyn does.
Oh
I
yeah.
can't remember. I can't see the image on the Twitch chat.
Hey, thanks, Monkey. I appreciate it in chat.
You're welcome, Twitch chat, for giving Michael another one.
Giving me another wacky NPC to play. Yes.
Mhm.
Is it like
Mate.
foggy?
It's cloudy. Yeah, the clouds kind of roll in through.
There you go. I can attempt to hide.
Okay, so go. So you go ahead and make your hide check. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I guess it'd just be a normal stealth check then. Even.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
What is an imp's perception, Molfin?
It is
have.
not anywhere near that good.
Okay. I was gonna roll for it, but I rolled a 4, so I don't think it would see it.
Oh yeah, no, there's no way it has a plus 7.
So while he was laughing so excitedly of telling the end of your story and going, he opens his eyes and both of you are gone.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
Now, do we see each other, or are we hiding from each other? I wouldn't have been necessarily trying to hide from Ashlyn, but I don't know, like, how good I am at being careful about
What's
it.
your passive perception?
Mine's only 14.
Yeah, so you guys are probably both hiding from each other as well.
Yeah, mine's 18 and I can't see a lot. So
Uh-oh.
okay.
All right.
Where'd they go? Oh, I lost Ashlyn. Oh boy. Oh.
Oh no!
Maybe that story was true and their souls really did get taken by a devil. I spoke my own story into reality. Oh. I must tell Master Molfin.
Oh no, he's gonna get waken up!
Molfin, you start to feel a tug at your shoulder.
What?
You wake up and there's Impy
What's going on?
flying above you. Trait is sitting there with a crossbow, like on the thing, going, oh, I don't know what that is.
No, it's fine. What is it, Impy?
Listen. So, I lost Ashlyn, but never mind that. Listen carefully.
What?
We were telling a story together, Molfin. It was incredible. It was magical. They were talking about this princess. And then Lachlan started to chime in, and I started to add the ending to the story where the princess got its soul taken by a devil, and it was cast out into the hells, and then they disappeared. I think I made the story happen in reality.
Immediately, just clicks and banishes him back to the pocket dimension.
Gone. Impy is gone.
No. Well, okay. Trait, it's been a pleasure. I have to. Yes. How wide is the balloon?
How wide is the balloon? Let's count these
Yep.
squares. It's pretty wide. Let's see. It's about 100 foot wide, actually.
Well,
Oh wait, no, I'm counting the wrong squares. About 50 foot wide. Sorry about that.
perfect. And how smooth is it?
It's smooth, but it's covered in these diamond kind of cross. The ropes are kind of just like that picture onto the left of what you're seeing on the map of the airship. It just looks like it's netted. All these crossing ropes, kind of back and forth.
Please, God, let this work. Molfin's just gonna sort of sit down on the balloon and slide off the side. And the minute he comes off the side, cast Misty Step back into the boat.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, so you kind of slide, you bump off of some of the ropes a little bit, and you start to free fall a little bit. And as soon as you see the top, you see that shining of the air elemental, you Misty Step on, and immediately you hear,
Let me out. I want out of this thing. Now, I know you can hear me. I know it. Let me out.
In Primordial, shut up or I'll feed you to the dragon. Back into common. Hey, somebody! Two of my party have disappeared off the boat.
you hear above you, Perella. It's like, disappeared.
Yes, my familiar was talking with them, and then they were there, and they vanished.
Oh, we'll look for them right away. So Perella and Ariscus start to kind of search the boat. Now, Lachlan and Ashlyn, there's not really a good place to hide up here other than kind of like behind like the harpoon gun at the front. You can slink into the shadows, like laying down against the railing on the side.
Okay,
but if anybody were to like search, they're probably going to find you relatively easily because there's not really a place to hide unless you're like dangling off the edge of the boat.
Actually, as soon as I got rid of the imp, I'm looking for Perella.
Okay, yeah. So Lachlan runs into both of Perella and Molfin, who are kind of like walking around searching the ship. Well, there's one of them.
Lachlan, where's Ashlyn?
Talking to this like creepy little imp guy.
No, he was speaking with the two of you, and you both vanished.
Oh, she vanished too?
What do you mean two?
Well, I mean, he was being awkward, and I kind of wanted to get out of there. I had something to ask to Perella over here, and...
Lachlan, I told you to watch Ashlyn.
Oh! I knew I was supposed to remember something! Oh! Oh, stupid Lachlan! Oh!
You guys do notice that the sky is starting to get a little lighter on the horizon.
Wonderful.
We should go find her.
bloody hell. Fine.
It's really weird. He's talking about all kinds of weird stuff.
Yes, certainly that's exactly what it was. But anyway, why don't you go check downstairs? We'll see if we can find anything up here.
Aye, Gramp Captain.
They haven't actually, like, called my name, have they?
Oriscus and Perella have been kind of searching all around the ship, and they kind of come back to you, Mof. We've searched the whole entire deck. We don't see her.
You haven't actually gone, like, Ashlyn! Well,
I haven't. I certainly haven't.
no one's called Ashlyn, so she's just chilling.
I don't know, would Ashton have heard Molfin shouting out to find somebody?
Make a perception check.
At 2 members.
I mean, she's not really that far away from you, so it wouldn't be a... Oh yeah, she heard you.
Oh, okay. What do you want, Uncle Muffin?
Yeah, out from
I
behind,
call out of the- yeah, I
calling
call
out from
out.
under the harpoon gun.
Uncle Muffin? What?
What are you doing under there?
Well, Lachlan disappeared and left me with Impy, and Impy scares me.
Why are you always giving her things that scare her, Molfin?
I specifically sent Lachlan to sit with you.
Well, Impy said that he'd like... I said that once there was a princess named Ashlyn, and he said that knew a devil that would suck out her soul and eat her and like stuff like that in the fiery pits of hell, and then started laughing maniacally, and I got scared, so I hid.
Oh my god!
I peek up from the stairs. That sounds like you, Gramps.
He was pretty terrifying, and he kept looking at me, and I was very uncomfortable, and he doesn't know how to floss.
Wait a minute. So, the two of you are discussing devils, taking people's souls, and dental hygiene.
Yes!
The 3 most important things to discuss on the first date.
Episode title.
The taking of souls and dental hygiene.
Top 2.
And apparently that's what Diana thinks you do on your first date. Wonderful.
I mean, it's what
explains
you
nothing.
now.
If she was awake.
Well, yeah, Diana is awake now because the sun has kind of is risen.
Hey guys.
Early in the morning. You guys are all kind of gathered back together, and it's about this time that the winds start to pick up, and the ship is actually starting to sway at the bottom
Ooh.
as strong winds start to rock and rattle the
Like
boat.
the ocean.
Not feeling so
You
good.
can see that the
Do we
crew is a little panicked, and they all kind of move into motion to try to figure out what is the best action to take to stop this heavy and high winds as to not get...
I consult them. I go over and I consult them with my water vehicle knowledge.
Okay. Make a
When the flight attendants freak out, be scared.
make a persuasion check.
That's not good.
I would give you advantage if you had air vehicle knowledge, but you have water vehicle knowledge, so.
What?
You
What?
kind of tap into some knowledge that you had about sailing, and it kind of works the way, you know, like when you're trying to catch the air in the sails. It's like, well, you know, maybe we can take advantage of this high wind and use it in some way to kind of push us, you know, farther and quicker. And with that roll, you actually help them. They actually come down in elevation a little bit, and they actually catch like a jet stream of air, and you actually increase in speed to your destination, Ashlyn. As wow, that was Perella comes up to you now. That was great. What?
Thanks.
Wait,
That's the only thing I know.
how did you learn this?
Oh, when I went to the monastery, we used to sail back and forth from the mainland, so I picked up some sailor skills.
Well, that's amazing. I didn't think all the sailor knowledge would be of use here at this elevation.
Still a boat.
It's still a boat. So yeah, with Ashlyn's kind of coaching the rest of the crew through. That crew ends up heading back downstairs to rest, and Delsophine's crew comes back up to take their positions. And at that point, that's where we're going to take our break for the evening, as it's getting close to 9:30. So thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. We met some new interesting NPCs tonight aboard this airship, and we will continue on with episode 54 of Storm King's Thunder when we return from our 5 to 7 minute break. We'll go fill up some drinks and do what we need to do before we get back, and hopefully we'll have our Kallista back here pretty soon. I'm hoping that she'll be able to jump on soon, so we'll be back in just a short while. You stick around. We'll see you soon.
Can you turn off the lighting? Because we can't see the outside. Does that matter?
You know, I'll try to do that. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. I'm going to go ahead and adjust some things really fast because our Twitch chat and bit goal are completely like crazy right now. So I'm going to go ahead and make those adjustments really fast. And
Oh, it's remembering Harshnag? That's so sad.
remembering Harshnag is our bit goal for tonight.
Oh.
So if you want to throw some bits to remembering Harshnag,
I
you
have
can do so
to.
this evening.
I literally can't not.
So there we go. I got my bit goal fixed, so I can do that. Cool. And you said you still couldn't see outside of the ship?
I can kind of. I can see Callista's
Oh, right.
like fluttering inside.
It's probably MG throwing some bits.
Mhm.
What? That's weird, because I disabled all this last time we were on stream, and for some reason it does not want to save the changes. How about now?
Oh, hey,
Oh,
I can see
wow.
everything.
Can you see everything now?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's what I wanted to do last time, and for some reason it didn't save the changes. All right. So you guys, due to Ashlyn's recommendation, what would have taken you 2.5 days to reach your destination only took you 2 full days. So you made up a whole half a day's travel based on Ashlyn's recommendation. After being on this ship for 2 days, or the second day, you guys actually passed over what the crew said was the Clothen Vale, which you couldn't really see much below at the altitude that you were at, but you could see nothing more than what you thought was cloud cover at first, but ended up being more like steam rising from the valley below. The ground beneath this steam looked... Wow! Sarah B just blew the bit goal out of the water.
Somebody's the biggest fan of Harshnag. Beats both me and Victoria.
Nice. Yes, we
And on
remember.
these bits, we're going to feed the little Hashnagi.
And it just seems like every one of the crew members, even the ones that were sleeping below when you cross over this area, the guys and the girls and the other crew would go down and wake up the other crew and say, you know, hey, we're getting ready to cross over the veil. And they just like peer over the edge, like looking down, just like in awe and just in hopes of catching a glimpse, perhaps, of maybe the ancient red dragon flying beneath them.
Ooh.
I'm definitely peeking.
You peeking, taking a peek?
I'm peeking.
It's a lot warmer here, even though it's winter time and it's, you know, you got this blizzard and this wind blowing. It doesn't seem like it's the same place. It just has this different feel about it. You can see like just this mist kind of rising up, and it's warm from below you. You're several hundred feet up in the air, but you're unable to really see anything below because of just the cloud cover and the mist that's kind of flowing. And they're going, "Did you see him? Did you catch a glimpse?" And they're all kind of like looking around, but you basically keep drifting over the veil unless there's anything that you guys want to do. During...
Who's in charge of from their side, from the cult side?
Delphine looks like she's
awake.
pretty much in charge, and Perella seems to be second in command.
But are they both awake right now?
They're both awake right now as they're going across the veil. Yeah, everybody, all 8 of the crew members are awake, and just Delphine is up there kind of navigating the ship a little bit as the rest of the crew just like looks over the edge in awe, just hoping.
Can I catch Delphine real quick?
Oh yeah, she's kind of up by herself, kind of steering the ship.
Hey, Delphine.
Oh yeah, yes, Lachlan.
I'm having a blast on this ship. This is extraordinary. You guys are living the life.
It's quite entertaining, isn't it, Lachlan?
It is.
Well, yeah, it's yours. I mean,
yeah, about that.
Yeah.
Nothing's ever free. What's Klauth getting out of this?
What's Klauth getting out of this? I thought
Yeah, like, why is this worth? I mean, he could use this ship to find treasure or to, just intimidate people. What does he get out of shipping us around?
Well, I think it has a lot to do with the giant conflict. I feel like he feels that it's important that the giants be dealt with. And he...
Dealt with?
Yeah, he sees a lot of promise in all of you. So I believe he feels that you are his treasure.
Do you think he just wants us to kill them all? Or more about getting them back in order? Like,
Oh, I'm sure of it. The more you kill, the more he will be pleased.
Aren't all giants? Are we...
Oh, giants. Giants are despicable.
Yeah, totally.
They should all be terminated and destroyed.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yes, they've been in conflict with the dragons for basically all time.
So that's what this is about. It's that he knows we're going to be out there fighting giants, beating them, winning. Yeah, right?
Well, why wouldn't he want to support that?
Okay.
You seem to be doing a great job.
I'm personally. Do you think that there's like strings attached, that we don't have to kill all the giants in the world, right?
Well, I don't know if it would be possible for you to kill all the giants in the world, but maybe with the use of this airship, you might be able to accomplish that goal.
Okay, something like that. I just wonder, like, this is something to think about. Not that I'm suggesting this, but what if
you believe that it will be a much better place if we didn't have to worry about giants anymore? I mean, look what they're doing.
You're a giant to me, so
Well, come on, Lachlan. I mean, I'm just a few foot taller than you, but
yeah. I just wonder, if let's say we, just handled a few giants, then we retired. Like, that's a thing a person could do, right?
You retire after a few?
Yeah, maybe if we just make our mark, and then we're to retire from giant killing. Would Klauth continue to, be like, no, go back out there, fight, or is that a thing?
I am not sure. I know that Klauth would reward you greatly for any of the, for stopping whatever chaos is happening. I mean, I know with this ordning being broken, dealing with that, I mean, I'm sure he's got something very special planned.
Absolutely. Yeah, that makes sense. You know what? Thank you. This has been very helpful.
No, absolutely, Lachlan. Did you?
Can I go find the others?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, you can find the others. Yeah.
We joined a cult! We joined a really scary cult! We're supposed to kill all the giants!
Wait, what?
Lachlan, I am certain the Zentarum are not a cult.
No, us being on the ship is really bad. They want us to go and kill all the giants. This isn't just like, one cloud giant's being bad or whatever we're doing. No, they want us to kill all the giants.
Like commit genocide?
Yes!
All the giants?
Yes!
But some of them are nice.
I know!
I knew this would happen.
I don't know
knew
if
it
we can be up here.
Get on the stupid ship, then you all were like, oh no, it's gonna say
Whose idea was this?
a day and a half.
Yours?
Whose idea was this?
Yours.
And
Was it?
Wolfen, and yours.
Didn't you notice that they were called dragon cultists?
I thought it was like a thing, like cult.
Like a cult.
I knew.
And we're kind of like in now. You can't. I don't know if you can just get out of something like this.
You
They
can
might
by
hunt
drinking.
us. They have an airship.
You can by drinking flavor aids. That's what I heard.
I will whisper in the quietest of voices ever that maybe if Klauth is out of the picture, we won't have to serve him. But that that's just he's talking that we could never. We are proud devotees. We are proud devotees to Klauth, the old and nasty.
Go Team Dragon. Kill all the giants.
What?
No. No.
We're not gonna kill James Ashland. No.
Okay.
Before these bloody fools get us killed.
We need to plan our exit strategy.
How far from the ground are we?
I can fall.
I'm in a cult.
Oh boy, probably about half a mile.
Oh. That makes things more difficult.
As soon as we get to the spot where Kallista is having us disembark, perhaps we can obtain a little aid in dealing with these individuals.
So,
Perhaps perhaps I know somebody who would like to play with them.
Oh.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know either.
That is probably for the best.
Oh no.
Oh,
No. Molten secrets are always bad secrets, and they always end up involving someone dying,
Does
or
it involve
becoming
Impy?
dead.
I
She's
really
right.
don't like Impy.
That's right.
It doesn't involve Impy. It doesn't involve anyone who is not currently on this plane.
Are you going to sell your soul to another devil?
We're not on a
No,
plane.
because
We're
that
on
involves
a,
somebody
Ones
that
that
is
we-
not on this plane of existence.
we're not on a plane. We're on a space boat.
Are you gonna have like Zulkin and crew?
What if we like fed these the cult? What if we fed Zulkin to the dragon?
What?
So now you're on board with being in the cult. It's, I swear to...
So,
To Elmater, he's already disappointed in me. What else can I do?
This is the best conversation ever.
I'm so confused. So we joined a cult, not meaning to.
Asmodeus, take me now. It would be easier to deal with you in hell than people.
Don't say
One
that.
day he's gonna listen.
I would like. I'll like to cross Smolfin. You know, put like my holy symbol on him. I don't know what that sign is.
You should probably figure that out, Diana. What your holy symbol is.
It's a something. What is it? It's like a
It's
like a
devil horns.
Hashtag.
Actually, yours.
That's my holy symbol.
The symbol of Ilmater looks like it's like two hands bound together by like thorns, kind of like wrapped together
That's
around the
There
wrist.
we
The
go.
imprisoned one.
Yeah,
that's creepy.
yeah.
Oh, imprisoned one.
Yeah, that's creepy. Why are you imprisoned?
I don't know, because we're bound to service. We're bound to suffer ourselves as martyrs to make life better for other people.
I don't get religion.
Was Moby into that? That sounds like a Moby thing.
Mm.
Why do you think we got along so well?
Mm-hmm.
Just... Kallista, get us to the ground at the proper point so I can deal with this.
Agreed.
I'll make it happen.
Because we're in a cult. We're in a cult by accident.
We
we're in
need
a
to
cult.
have like a real exit strategy here. Like, we can't let them have an airship to chase us around after this is over almost.
It's a blue.
Oh, we have an exit strategy. And I wink at Molfin.
Molfin takes one very step backwards.
I don't know what they're talking about.
What
Lachlan.
Gramps, when you get that look on your face, it never goes well. It's always... Last time you got that look on your face, you blew up a bar.
Oh, I
That
get
is-
it.
Uh,
10 times does that.
well,
It's what is necessary now. I didn't want to before, but now I understand.
fair enough. We shall go with Diana's plan and do what is necessary.
Oh,
What
don't
about
make
these
it
people? They're
my
really
plan.
nice.
I believe that it is a shared plan and that we can all share this sin when we one day face our gods.
What about you programming
sure.
these cultists? Because they seem nice otherwise. They brought us some nice wine and stuff.
We have no idea what kind of things they've done in the name of their dragon. Like,
They
they...
ask.
House does not seem like a kind ruler, or not a kind... He's not a
Nicer
ruler.
than a blue dragon. Do you know what I want to kill? A blue dragon.
We will
Ashland,
definitely
we will
kill blue dragons.
We will kill many of both.
Well,
But
I mean,
for the
we don't want
moment,
to burn
we do not
bridges,
want-
but...
We do not want to give Klauth a group of individuals who can lead him right back to where we were left off. As we learned, Hashnag was not able to handle that dragon even with our minimal aid that we were able to attempt to provide.
He tried.
It-
And I
he
go and
gave
run
it
in. I
he
go and
gave it
run
his
away.
all.
No, I run away.
We tried. It runs away.
Well, so once we land, we will do what needs to be done. As you say, the three of us share the blame for this plan when we face our gods, given Ashlyn has fled to the bottom of the boat somewhere.
Great.
She's probably stuffing herself with marshmallows and wine.
I mean, I recommended
Probably.
against getting on this boat in the first place, but whatever.
Well, as you say, Captain Lachlan. And Molfen is just going to go sit down a little ways off on his own on one of these stairs and just opening the spell book and just muttering to himself, flipping through pages.
Okay. Several hours pass. You guys travel through the night after passing through the Clawthen Vale. And as the sun rises on the next day, you guys can feel that the ship is starting to descend. And you... nice portents there, Molfen.
Those will be helpful.
As you begin to descend out of the clouds, you guys begin to see Clarion's Citadel atop the mountain that you guys saw before.
Brings you back, you know?
Molfen will have a minor panic attack. Didn't Kallista say she was going to stop us before this place was in view?
Same thing. Should we maybe suggest?
You can. I mean,
stop
it's still very far away. I mean, you guys can just barely see it on the horizon, kind of. It's a
Well, that's
pretty huge
fine.
place, but even from this distance, you can tell that it was ruined to begin with, but there's more damage to it than.
Oh.
No.
I mean, you can't tell the extent from the distance that you're at right now, but one of the higher towers that you remember seeing before is not there anymore.
Can I, Molfen? Can we stop the airship?
Oh,
I
we are
believe that we.
we're heading to the ground now. We are not approaching. Once we are down, we will travel on foot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it
We
doesn't.
need to get.
Doesn't take very long at all for the airship to descend, and the airship is actually set down a few, probably a few like low rolling hills away. They didn't want to get too far away from the mountains because they didn't want you guys to have to like climb an entire mountain to get to the other side. So they wanted to make it easy travel for you, but they had to get a little bit closer than they originally expected. But they kind of set down. Right now, the Citadel is not in view. You guys are going to have to go over a few low-rolling hills. But yeah, these set down in a couple feet of snow as you guys are just bombarded with continuing falling snow here in this area.
Great
I'm
weather.
gonna ask this to the DM because I don't know. Given the plan that the four have come up with, do we have any inkling how Anastasius and Kallista would feel about this?
Go into specifics. What is this plan? Like in specifics.
It's basically getting rid of said cultists and the airship and the whole.
Well, yeah, have we discussed like the details of the plan?
No, the details of the plan are nudge, nudge, wink, wink between Diana and Molf.
No, I can let you
I
guys.
feel like-
I'll let you guys know that the cultists are not going to leave the ship. They are going to stay here.
That could be useful.
So if you
I
were
mean-
going to discuss said plan as you head towards Clarion's estate as Citadel, you could very much so do that.
I mean,
I have a feeling.
I feel like-
I have a feeling Kallista would probably agree,
Yeah.
but be wary about how you guys actually. Like, she'd want to be careful at how you guys do it.
true.
And Anastasia.
Anastasia should be disappointed he can't make out with everybody if something happens to them. you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
Because, like, I feel like Callista's concern and mine also would be, like, incurring the wrath of Klauth
Mhm.
through doing this by like basically murdering his followers with their
That-
own
Why do we have to
primordial
murder them? Why can't we just tell
That-
them to go? We don't want them anymore.
That is why
Wow.
we do not murder
Communication.
them. That is why we do not murder them.
the primordial, letting loose a primordial creature that will eventually take its vengeance and kill them.
You do not know what Molfin's plan is.
I don't. I thought that that was the plan, and like I wasn't about it, and I'm still not about it. But like also, I don't want to be indebted to a dragon.
Why don't we just tell them we don't need their service?
Oh.
And
I mean,
But, as Lachlan, do me a favor. See if you can. See if the crew here would help you check the lower deck. See if there's any winter clothing that we'd be able to wear.
good point. Good
We
point.
bought winter clothes.
Yeah, you guys have some
Crew,
really-
ahoy, mateys!
Yes, Delphine comes to you, Lachlan. Do you need something?
To the hold! Immediately, we have investigations to do.
Okay. Sure. And are you trying to get them all to go?
Sure.
Wait, make a persuasion check.
I'm gonna roll like a 4. Roll a 4. This is a really bad idea.
We have.
A couple of them just
Not bad.
So middling,
A
so
couple,
mediocre.
like, two of them are kind of like, we'll go help you. Delphine's like, yes, we'll stay here and make sure everything is tied down and set for departure. Yeah, then Delphine starts to get ready. She undoes like one of the gates and puts like there's like a little ramp that they put together that leads off of the airship. As Lachlan leads these two cultists down to the storage room, and they're following. What is exactly that we're doing, Lachlan?
We need to go find some winter clothes down here.
Winter clothes. There are some animal furs and robes and things down here.
How about you two show me?
Oh, absolutely. Right this way.
Great.
They both like lead you to the storage room in the front of the ship.
Sorry as I go down the stairs.
Diana, Ashlyn, do me a favor.
oh, I'm in the storage room. I'm OD'd on wine and mushrooms.
Oh, you...
Marshmallow.
In real life or in the game?
Marshmallow,
herbs,
full
wine,
glass
and
of
mushroom.
wine. Marshmallow, full glass of wine. Marshmallow.
Okay, so Molfen will look at Anastasius and Diana. Do me a favor, you two. Go speak with the other two. I do not care what you two discuss with them. But keep them away from the furnace for a few moments.
Oh no.
Please.
Keep who away from the furnaces? The
remaining two cultists that are still on the top deck with us.
I will nod my head and I'll point one out to Ashlyn and
I'm
I'll
up
go.
there.
Anastasius. Ashlyn's not up here with us.
I'll point one out to Anastasius. I'll wink at Anastasius. I'll point the cutest one out to Anastasius and I'll wink at Anastasius because I know how he is.
Okay.
And then I'll go to the other one and I'll be like, oh my god, like, hi, let's take a walk.
Delphine looks at you and she's like, why? Where are we walking to?
We're being so sketchy.
Oh my god, I was
Why
just
did you
like,
just do that with your hair?
because I just really like have been thinking lately, like, you know, we should just like get to know each other.
Okay. Make a persuasion check.
Oh no, do I have advantage?
Not really.
Oh no.
No, I mean, like, do I
Oh,
have like an
no.
advantage like that I would give?
You have DM's inspiration if you'd like to
no.
use it.
I would like to use my DM's inspiration, please.
Please, Illuminator, help us.
Seems a bit suspicious, but agrees.
Okay.
I guess if I'm going to be working with you and serving you, I think it'd be a good idea for us to know each other. Sure. She yells up, Nazroth, make sure that everything is done that needs to be done. Check on that elemental as well. He's been awfully feisty the last couple of days. And Delphine kind of walks off of the boat with you, Diana.
I'll just, hey girl, what's up?
Nothing, just trying to stay warm. What about you?
Oh, same here. Just trying to stay warm. It's yeah. Friends help sometimes with that.
Yes,
I don't know.
maybe. I don't really
I'm a
know what to
disaster
say.
bisexual.
Huh.
I'm a bisexual. Diana's just internal monologue. I'm a bisexual disaster. How do you talk to women?
She gets really kind of closed off towards you, Diana.
No, I didn't mean in that
Just
sense.
sent Lachlan in.
But
I didn't mean in that
it-
sense. I just meant in the sense of like, you know, friends like usually can like, you know, give each other a nice warm hug, nice pat on the back, nice friendly,
I don't.
friendly, cheerful,
I don't.
warm.
I don't hug.
Understandable. You look like a very strong, hardened woman. I would expect you to.
So this Citadel. What it's about this Citadel that you guys needed to get here so quickly for?
Which one?
The one on the rise.
Oh, it's like this really historic like monument or whatever, and we just really wanted to go and like just remember, like it's kind of like a touristy thing, you know what I mean? Like it's empty. We just like really enjoy history. So that's what we're kind of doing. Just taking like a little vacation kind of in the middle of all of our adventures. Anyways, you like are so pretty.
Make a deception check.
Oh no.
But what if she is pretty?
Ashlyn just used dispel magic.
No, Callista did.
Callista dispelled the magic
as
on the
per
furnace.
Wolfen's request.
Okay, so who's still at the ship currently?
So Anastasius and Diana dealt with the two on the top.
Yes.
Lachlan is downstairs with two more.
Uh-huh.
The fourth sleeping on the bottom floor, and Ashlyn is inside the boat somewhere.
Okay.
And up top leaves Molfin and Kallista. Now, I don't know if you said it was, what was the guy's name? Nashir?
Nazroth.
Nazroth. I don't know. Is that the one that with Anastasius?
He went with Anastasius off of the ship. Is being led away, correct? That's what you guys wanted him to do?
That's what we were hoping Anastasius would do, leaving just the two of us up top.
And Delphine has moved this one. This Brassic and Laz are actually down here with Molfin, hanging out in the storage, or no, with Lachlan, hanging out in the storage room with Ashlyn right now.
Oh, why did you wake me up? It's so early in the night.
The other four are
Early in the
still
night?
kind of
I'm
sleeping.
hungover,
as
probably.
it's the daytime, so they're sleeping through their.
Oh.
So
I'm
really,
hungover.
it's just you guys, and Kallista dispels the magic from the fire elemental.
This-
Not the elemental, the
The
furnace.
Yes, and
This
as
is a terrible idea.
and
And in Primordial, as she's casting this, Molfin says, "I apologize for the delay. We had to land safe. You are free. Take your vengeance on them."
You are chaotic evil, man.
make a persuasion check, Molfin.
I allowed it to happen. I approved it. I winked it.
Do I get advantage where we're freeing him?
Not quite. Cloppity in chat says, "What the heck?"
Yeah, Coffee gets it.
How'd my deception roll go?
This is going to be hideous. I have -1.
So, as the magic is dispelled from the furnace, all of a sudden you watch as the welded areas of this iron and bronze start to separate. and the fire starts to emerge from out of these pieces, and metal is flung everywhere as this furnace basically just explodes from the center of this boat. And you see that this large figure made of complete fire, you can see it has these arms that kind of dangle from the side, almost as long as its body itself, and you can see these two darkened eyes in the center, and it looks towards you and in primordial, just saying towards you, "You should have been a little bit quicker," and then lashes out and attacks you.
Oh shoot!
I need everybody to roll initiative for me once I get a turn order up here.
Oh my god! Not to get real.
Go ahead and
I
click on your token.
I'm like, I turned to Delphine. I'm like, oh my god, it got loose. Where's my token?
Where's my initiative? There it is. Holy Ashlyn.
Oh,
Where's my token?
Callista.
Where am I?
I rolled terribly for both of us.
I don't see Diana.
This is the fourth time
Drag
I've
yourself onto the
failed.
map.
Oh,
Right.
wait, how do I do that one?
So if you look at the journal, click and hold on your name and just drag it onto the map.
Okay, we've got that one on there, and I'm gonna put some music on this. As we got.
Have you been staring at a blank screen this entire time?
Me?
Yeah.
No, just the screen without me on it.
Okay.
Let's go ahead.
And you're probably down here with Delphine.
Josephine.
Oh, here we go. Some battle music going.
And I'm a stupid, light cleric, so I can't do anything to a primordial creature
All right.
of fire.
The fire elemental
get there.
lashes out at Molfin, making 2 attacks against him.
35.
22
Ouch.
and an 18.
Ouch.
They both hit.
Ooh.
Yep.
All right, Molfin, you are going to take, as the elemental slams down on you with 2 attacks, 11 points of fire damage and 8 points of fire damage. And your robes and your clothing catch on fire
Stop, drop, and roll. Stop, drop, and roll.
as this thing just lashes out at you. It swipes at you twice, and your animal furs that you've been wearing to keep warm start to ignite, and they're caught on fire, and you can feel the heat all around you. And that will bring us into our initiative combat order, as that is the end of its turn, and it rolled the best.
Oh.
And it is going berserk, so Molfin, it's just going to go attacking you again. Here we go. 22 again,
Oh.
and a 14.
As the second hit comes up, Wolfen finally flails and throws his shield up.
So the first
So
hit
the
comes
first one will
down,
hit, though.
smacking you for, you rolled very poorly, 5 points of fire damage. And the second one, he goes to swinging down at you again with this fist of fire, and it slams off your magical shield, deflecting backwards. And it just stands there kind of looking, you kind of laughing and primordial at you. And that brings us to Diana, who is several feet away from the ship right now. You can see that this fire elemental is just risen out of this furnace and is just beating on Molfin right now.
Oh my god, how'd that happen?
Dulcine's like, oh my goodness, this is not good.
This is
Oh.
terrible. And it attacked my friend, actually, so this is really terrible. So I will, I guess let's start with doing some things like, would I be aware if this creature could see or not?
Like
Like,
as if
can-
you can try to blind it. Is that what you're asking?
Yes. Can I
Diana.
cast blindness and deafness on it? Would I know?
You could try, but you probably wouldn't know. You haven't really had any experience with these type of creatures before.
I just really don't want to pull a what's her name? The druid from Critical Role. How she would she would always have really ineffective spells. I remember that being a thing.
I mean, you can always
What
try.
was her name? What was her name again? Oh, it's gonna bother me now. Keelan!
Yeah, you-
Love her. I will cast. What?
No. Evil thoughts. Evil thoughts.
Wait. One action, 60 feet. I cast Banishment.
Okay. So you run towards the ship, and you're just within range of this spell. It's charisma saving throw. Okay. What do I gotta get? A 15 or a 16?
Let me check. You need a 16.
It fails.
Yes.
So where are you gonna banish it to?
To where it came from.
Okay.
You banish it to wherever its plane of existence is like originated in for 1 minute, and if it originates in this plane, like i.e. it's a human,
Okay.
then you can banish it to just like any non-harmful plane.
Excellent. So Molfen,
minute.
as it's beating down on you, all of a sudden it just goes out of existence.
And you hear Diana yell, "I fixed it, Molfen!"
But how long before it returns?
1 minute.
You're on,
Perfect.
You're on the clock, crew. What would you like to do? Because we're kind of out of initiative order because the threat's not there. You can see that the Nazaroth and Delphine are just like running back towards the ship, in a frantic. Nazaroth pulls out a scimitar.
Kallista, I have a rather odd idea. Do you still have that spell to summon a massive wave?
Yes. She does.
Okay. When this thing reappears, summon that on top of it.
Alright.
As you do that, I will be doing something of my own.
Better be helpful, Molfen.
All right. So everyone's got a couple of seconds to get into
I'm gonna
position
run up
and do
to
what
the-
you're gonna do.
Can I run up to the top?
To the
Would me and Lachlan know that something's happening by now?
yeah, you guys can hear stuff going on. It seems like some
Okay.
footsteps and something terrible is going. You hear the crackle of fire is very loud downstairs. So yeah, you guys kind of run up and you can see that the heat from the furnace is no longer there, and the furnace
now
is
it's
broken
cold.
and open, and just chunks of metal like laying in the middle of the center of the ship.
Uncle Molfen, you said it was a happy fire.
Real quick, we're out of initiative. Would Molfen have been able to extinguish himself at the point?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, because I rolled and you would have taken 10 points of fire damage at the start of your turn. Yeah, you guys are running out of time. You've only got about 20 seconds.
Molfen and Callista just waiting for their interesting combo.
Okay. So you're gonna stay right there, right next to where it
Oh,
disappeared from?
fair enough. Come back a little ways over a little closer to where Callista is. So.
Just double checking. All right,
Ooh.
and it reappears out of in that same square, like reignites. It looks like it's in even a. It seems like it looks confused as all of a sudden that happens, and all of a sudden this water comes out from nowhere.
And as that water fills that area, immediately, Molfen cast Resilient Sphere. Air can pass through the sphere, but water cannot.
Oh, that is genius. That
And Molfen is going to burn
Genius.
both portents, so it's going to fail both rolls.
That
Okay.
is genius. Genius. Brilliance. It would have failed the first roll anyway, taking twice the amount of damage that Kallista rolled. So you guys watch this wave just crashes down. You can see go as the fire just starts to smoke really heavily on the top of the boat, and then this sphere just appears around it. And you watch as this thing is just inside, and the water starts to boil all around it, and eventually that flame just flickers, and then it's just a little bit of boiling water inside, about halfway full of the sphere. You don't see any more flame or glow inside the sphere at all. And we are out of initiative.
You think about these cultists, like, now are gonna follow us directly to where we didn't want them to go with us, too?
Diana, thank you for banishing that creature that seemed to want to murder me for some reason.
Peculiar. It did seem rather prickly in nature. It might have been not a good pal.
You just hear Delphine going, "Oh my goodness, what are we going to do now?" And she's looking at the furnace and how it's broken in bits, and there's no more fire within the furnace. It's gonna take us forever to repair this.
Oh wow, it sounds like you're just gonna be stuck here forever, and you're not gonna be able to go anywhere or follow anybody or come down
Gonna be able
anybody.
to
I'm
serve
fine,
Klauth by
really.
serving you.
I'm fine, really. Thanks for checking.
Molvin, you need healing.
Molvin is,
Do you need
Molvin
healing
is
so you can shut up?
singed and got some burn marks all over him.
It
I'll
smells
just,
like
like-
burnt hair.
I want to walk over to Molfin and just like slap him with a cure wounds.
Oh yeah, it's like slapping. It's like it's a little painful
Oh.
at first, and then you feel the
Not
warmth.
slap, just like on his back, like really aggressive. Like, you know when people like pat you on the back, but they're like too hard, so that it's just like bap. You know what I mean? One of those
Nice.
with the cure wounds. Let me see how many points you're gonna get. I need to roll it.
Roll it up.
So roll. Cure wounds. Cure wounds, ho. Immediately roll 20. You get 9 points of healing.
9 points of healing back, as some of your burn marks seem to dissipate from your flesh. There, Molvin.
Would anybody like some boiling water for tea?
Oh, why I would.
There's like this enormous hamster ball, like sitting on the ship that has boiling water inside of it now.
Isn't that, like, technically a dead body?
Moffat's just gonna, like, push the orb to Diana.
I move a tiny little cup out and I hold it by the
It
little
lasts a
teacup.
minute, and whenever it disperses, all this water is going to pour out.
Molfin drops concentration as he hands the ball to Diana.
You're gonna, like, you can't wash someone in boiling water. That's gonna kill them.
Right in front of her, not over.
Yeah, the boiling water just like spreads out in front of you. It kind of melts the tip of your boots a little bit as it.
That was rude.
Well, a little warmer than I anticipated.
It was
That
hot.
wasn't very nice of them.
Rude.
Ashlyn, I just got on fire. By
Never cold.
Delphine kind of looks at all of you and is like, "Look, I don't know what happened, but we'll get on this right away. We'll get this repaired, and we'll figure out something."
Okay.
I'm sorry,
Good.
sorry.
Because we have to travel.
Yes, I can't fail at this mission. It would be terrible. She kind of sadly like walks away and starts giving some
Aw.
orders to
Wait.
the others.
But Delphine, why would it be terrible? I'm sure that your master is a kind and understanding one. Would he be upset with you and punish you for something that was hardly your fault? Some creature
I
breaking out of its cell?
I hope not. I have only to do the best to serve him. If he is unhappy
But
with me,
has-
then he is unhappy.
But when he is unhappy, Is he a cruel master?
I've only truly seen and met him once, and that was only to get these instructions.
So you don't know the character of this dragon. You don't know if he would be
Oh,
particularly
well,
harsh failure.
I'm sure with any dragon it would be harsh, but to die at the hands of Klauth would be an honor.
Even if you faithfully served him and you loved him, and then he just callously killed you because you weren't useful anymore, you would be honored.
Absolutely. I give my life to his service.
So we gotta go now. We're gonna start walking this way and see if we see any wood to burn in your furnace.
Oh, that'd be
Religions
great.
are different.
Gotta go. Bye.
Just so we all are aware, that right there is the difference between a religion and a cult. And I will
Okay.
follow Ashlyn in her search for wood.
No, she's not looking for wood. She's just leaving.
I will walk out with Ashlyn and leave, and I'll flip my hair and I'll be sassy about it.
Nice.
Okay.
Molfen is just looking at all the trees around us and
Yeah.
searching for wood. Of course you are.
Okay, so it seems that you guys are all headed towards Clarion's Citadel.
I've never met this Clarion. Is he nice?
Yes, he's just as nice as that fire elemental.
Wait, what?
Kallista trusts him, so I mean, there's a level of scrutiny going on.
The last time we ran into him, if I remember correctly, he murdered a bunch of vultures.
Okay.
Didn't he pick a fight with a bunch of dwarves?
That's a little more dubious.
Weren't the dwarves his friends, or?
That's all rather confusing.
So, is he a nice dragon, or do I have to roundhouse kick him to the face because he's a dragon?
You have to roundhouse kick him to the face.
Okay.
Really, Graham?
Preferably while he's held imprisoned in time.
Okay.
Wasn't he dating Kallista until he got imprisoned in time?
Wait, he was dating Kallista?
Maybe.
And I'm not gonna roundhouse kick him to the face.
But Molfin's gonna look around. Is Callista near enough to hear any of this?
Oh, shoot, kill Lachlan.
She's kind of just giving you glares through her shroud of her hood that she's got up the whole time. She's just been really kind of to herself and really bitter about being on that ship with all those cultists and stuff. And she really enjoyed this whole plan. It didn't. She liked your ideas there, Molfen, to get rid of it. But now you're not sure. The intention was possibly to get rid of the cultists, and now all that happened was they got rid of your power for the ship.
I like that because now we don't have to have the conscience of murder.
Well, they're gonna freeze to death because they don't have anywhere to go unless they follow
Well,
us.
that's not true. They'll survive.
I guess they follow us to the opponent dragon.
Yeah, that's the only way to go right now. Didn't you guys think of that?
Perhaps. Can we take a short rest?
Yes.
They will probably
just-
stay on their ship where they have blankets and stuff.
Well,
We'll
like
set a
desperate
small
enough.
fire here. Take 30 minutes or so and try to come up with a better plan.
So you guys kind of take a rest, start a small fire for 30 minutes to an hour.
Huh.
Just kind of regathering. You're regaining your composure from that little encounter on the ship.
Perhaps feeling a little better.
You can use hit dice if you'd like, if you need it. I think Molfen was the only one who needed it.
I got
Yeah.
it, yeah.
Pretty much.
That's
Hmm,
wonderful.
starting to feel a little bit better from taking a break and getting a breather there, Molfin. And you guys can see the Citadel up there. That main tower that you can see in that image. You guys can all see that on your screen, correct?
Nope.
You can't see it?
No.
No.
Can't
Well,
see
on
anything.
Twitch, people can see it.
I can see it on Twitch, but got nothing on.
Hey
Twitch
guys,
for some reason.
Hey, guys.
should we go to like Bryn Shander instead of this random place we don't care about?
No, we are going to need Clarion's aid.
Why?
Lachlan.
I mean, are we
Why?
being followed by the dragon cultists, or are they back at their?
No, they're still
They
How
might
far have
follow
we
us
walked?
eventually.
You've walked kind of over one of the hills, and you're basically looking right. See, I don't understand why you're not seeing the image, because I got everything turned off for this image. And the player flag is on
Weird.
it,
Yeah.
So it should be showing for you. But if you guys want to go ahead and drag a token onto this,
Oh, that's
you can
good.
go ahead and drag a token, and it should pop
Nope.
up.
We're on
I
a
get-
giant blank screen, or not giant blank screen actually.
It's
Wait.
literally.
Screen.
Huh.
I don't even have like a border or anything
I can
on
Did
it.
we
see it on
follow
the
bouncing
handout.
player flag?
Yeah, I
There's a
got you guys
handout.
on it. There's a handout for it?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
I
have a
see.
handout.
Yeah, I see.
even.
You guys have a handout for it?
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
I do.
Clarion's
I've
home.
never.
Yeah,
Seen
you can open the handout, and it'll show you. I really don't understand why you guys aren't seeing it.
Weird.
It is weird.
That's And you said we went over one hill. Do we see anyone potentially following us?
Make a perception check.
Why did I just click that? Did I just kick myself out of my own sheet? Come on, perception. Perceive.
Doesn't seem like anybody's following you.
Hmm.
I do not see anyone following us, but Lord knows my face was just burnt rather badly, so
Oh.
could be
I'll check as well.
could be cataracts.
Sure. Anybody who'd like to look around can make a perception check if you want. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
Diana, you're pretty certain that the people on the ship are just staying there trying to repair that furnace.
Okay.
What happened on there anyway?
Yeah.
I was downstairs. I didn't see what went on.
Oh, that crazy primordial it just. Ooh, it must have been.
I thought you said it was a happy primordial.
It appears I may have been mistaken.
Oh.
It decided that the problem with the world was poor old gnome.
Usually is.
It broke out and attacked me, and thanks to Diana getting rid of it for a few moments, it enabled Kallista, with her rather large supply of water, to work with me to trap the beast.
Hmm.
Eee.
Clever.
What about that rune we found that can control fire? Could that thing get this ship going again?
Oh yeah, how about that?
That
Who
could
did we
fix the problem.
Who did we supply that to?
We
I
put it
think
in there for
Kallista has it
holding.
right now.
I thought
I
we
think
put it
she
in there for
does.
holding. Oh, let me look.
Callista kind of just says, "Yeah, I've got it. I'm keeping it safe."
There's an option.
Perhaps something to think of. But that would require us to deal with all of the cultists. For
What
I
do
do
you
not
mean?
think they will just give us their ship.
I think they want us to like kill a lot of giants.
I don't think we should kill a lot of giants.
Maybe only the ones that are bad, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But not all the giants are bad. So we can't kill all the giants.
Of course not. We want to save them and restore order, and hopefully they'll become more peaceful, happier, better people for it.
And only kill all the blue dragons.
I mean, though, I mean,
Yeah.
all the frost giants we met, except for Harshnag, were kind of terrible.
They actually were, you're right.
Okay.
Cloud
but-
giants are maybe half and half.
Thanks for the host.
You know, we
Amelia
met a
Kelly.
good one.
Well, either way, we cannot judge a book by its cover.
Have we met any other giants?
Hmm?
No.
Michael, how far is this hill from there? Within like 100 feet, 200 feet?
I mean, you've put some distance. I mean, kind of imagine like a big rolling hill. You guys are on the other side of it. The ship's on the other side.
I leave it to the group. How do we deal with these cultists?
We let them live peacefully and help them on their way.
And then we run the risk of having the ire of a rather old red dragon directed
Why would
at us.
you do
We're gonna let
that?
them go with our airship?
It's not our airship. It's always been Klauth's. Klauth just simply wants to loan it to us so we can use it against us later.
Well, I mean, how long could we take advantage of the relationship? I mean, we do have some giants to kill.
We don't have any power here. I really don't believe that we do. I don't think that there's. I don't trust anything about this, and I think that we need to shake off these cultists.
How far do we have
And-
to go? Because aren't we're supposed to go find a cloud giant?
Yeah.
Yes, but
How far do we have to go for that?
And Molfin just, without even turning that direction, and she is precisely, and just points in the proper direction, given he now has Countess Sunsarai GPS.
And you believe that you can sense that this cloud castle that Countess Sunsarai is on is probably hovering over the Evermore's area, which is probably about 2 days away from Clarion's Citadel on the airship.
Man, we should have kept that airship.
I mean, we could potentially get back in the sky. We need.
But then we have to deal with all the people on it.
Who are
But we're going
very
to
nice
fight a
people.
giant. I think they're okay with that, right? We just have to worry about the aftermath. That after we fight a giant, are they going to make us fight more giants that we don't want to fight? Right?
Well, according to what you were saying, that's exactly what they're going to do.
Well, that's a problem we could solve at that point. We could just kick the can down the road a little bit. I don't
I
know.
strongly dislike, because to me it's not the cultists, you know, it's Klauth. It's what if he makes an appearance. I know that we couldn't fight a red dragon as we
You can
are
almost
now.
fight a giant.
That's,
We could barely fight off a blue dragon, and
I get the
people
sense
died.
that as long as we're fighting giants, this Klauth guy is okay with us. It's just that we get in this complicated situation when we want to stop fighting giants, and then we're still in the gang, and you know.
And then what do? We have to kill Klauth to be able to get away from them.
As you guys are having this conversation, you notice that Kallista is kind of standing a little bit away from you guys and just staring up this mountainside towards the ruined, broken citadel of Clarion's estate that does not look the same as when you saw it before.
Callista, are you okay?
I think this was our fault.
No. 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 It can't be.
Don't you remember the dagger?
What?
That doesn't mean there's no way that this was Zulkin. Zulkin could not possibly face a dragon.
Did you guys like play with a dagger in Clarion's place?
That's what happened, yes. Two of them went into it, and then one of them broke Kella's stone at Clarion's place. But that doesn't mean that Zulkin was summoned there, and Clarion is like beyond capable of handling him. Something else. I believe
Well, I
something
think
else with
there
this.
is. Who do we learn about? What's the
Cruel the Black.
Corella the Black. Yeah, that was the name that you heard.
But
Did
you know
we
what?
invite someone right into Clarion's?
Invite? No. Give a location? Yes. But Clarion is a dragon. Clarion can handle this. Whoever this
apparently
Cruel the
not.
Black is.
Callista just looks back towards Mof. Actually, she's just like staring at the citadel while she says this, but she's just like, they knew we were here. They want that back.
That doesn't mean that this was us.
And And now, the cultists know we're here. Which means Klauth will know we're here.
The cultists think that this is simply a historic landmark we're taking a vacation to. They don't know.
Glamping.
Yeah.
Diana, please tell me you are not that naive.
I thought that I lied pretty well. I mean, an 18.
I understand you are 18, but
No, I rolled an 18.
what do you mean
So
you rolled
don't you
an
believe
18?
me?
What does that even mean?
Shh, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to my deity.
With that, Molfin looks at Lachlan. And this is why I say religion is a cult.
Hey, I'm not just gonna blindly die for my god and be murdered by him and think it's okay.
But it is an opiate for the masses.
What?
Are you certain about that?
No.
Michael,
No.
would an 18 work? Do they think that we're on vacation?
You did that deception check against Delphine, right? That was your
Yeah.
so that was only like to her. you wouldn't kind of be continuing to lie with that that roll.
She's their boss, though.
Is it possible that there can be no survivors?
Absolutely.
Of the airship?
So we need to get it back into the air and then burn it in the air.
Wait, what do we... No!
No, it's...
That's so hard for Lachlan to say, as he was a captain for 2 days.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I'll go down to the ship.
like Jack Sparrow and the Black Pearl.
Honorable. Honorable Captain Lachlan. Preparing his cabin.
I've done more captaining than you, by the way. But the point is...
What there?
The point is they have to be dealt with quickly, and we need to continue on our path.
Clarion can deal with them. But also,
What
I
do
don't know
you
if we
mean,
should
like, deal with?
That's my question. I don't want to kill them.
Diana, make
Yeah, let's
an
not do it.
insight check for me.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Where are they at? Where is it at? Where's insight? There it is.
I think as long as we're fighting dragons, that's like the priority with these guys. Or
Diana,
fighting
all
giants.
of a
They just wanna-
sudden, you are overcome with a very cold, dark feeling in the midst of your soul.
What does that mean?
I need to run. Which
way?
direction do I go? I start running back to the boat. This is the airship.
The farther away from Clarion Citadel you get, the more cold and worse you feel.
I run back to Clarion's. I run back. I'm
Why are
running.
you running so much? I'm running with her.
When she starts charging back this way,
You just watch
Molfin
Diana
looks at
completely
Ashlyn.
confused. She starts running over to like up the hillside towards the ship, and then starts
Ashlyn,
turning around.
stop
and
her.
running.
Ashlyn, tackle her. Keep her to the ground.
Okay, why?
Because she's panicking, and we can't have her running off on her own.
I'm not
Okay.
panicking. I'm running from what I know is coming.
I will try to tackle Diana.
No. I
Alright,
want to fight.
okay, you guys can make a contested check. Either you can use, for Ashlyn, if it's a tackle, it's going to be athletics for you, but Diana can either dodge or use her strength. So it's either athletics or acrobatics for you, Diana.
Oh, where's my
Gotta beat it.
acrobatic?
Gotta beat
Oh,
it.
I didn't know who
Gotta
had
beat an
it.
18.
Who had that 20 tonight?
Christy. No,
yeah.
you do, right?
Oh, I didn't know. I thought that you said Christy had it.
Oh, I apologize. No, you had it.
Oh.
You
can still use
That's
it.
okay.
Okay.
yeah, you can use it if you'd like.
Okay, I'll remember that for the next 15 minutes.
Yeah, you got 15 minutes. So yeah,
Oh, that's
Ashlyn
useful.
is easily able to overpower Diana and kind of pin her down to the ground.
I hug you.
Ashlyn,
Yes?
let me go. I need to get out of here. I need to go. I need to leave.
Why?
What is
Because-
going on, Diana?
I think Zolkin's here.
Molfin, make an
Okay,
insight
run.
check for me.
I think he's here.
Yes.
Molfin, you start to hear whispers within the wind.
Okay, let's run.
They're not.
He's here.
They're not a language that you can comprehend, but it sounds like a voice, a very far off female voice.
Oh no. That's different.
No one else can hear this. Only you can.
Oh.
Hmm.
This is Zolkin.
And it's not
Here?
something. Do I get any sort of feeling from this dialect? I understand.
Other than you look at Diana's what? Which?
No, do I get any sort of feeling from this ring? Like any?
Oh, I'm sorry, you keep on cutting out on me every time you get
Yeah.
in the midst of
Yeah.
it.
Let's bring it, think.
He's reconnecting.
There you
Yeah.
Stupid
I
Discord.
think-
It's. Do I get a feeling, any sort of sense or emotion from the sound I'm hearing? Does it stir anything in me?
The same kind of feeling that you get when Mr. Skeleton's around.
Mr. Skeleton.
Good calcium?
Diana. Undead. There's
What does that
something.
mean?
There's something here.
Zolkin
I
is an
don't-
undead.
No, this is. This. It feels feminine.
Who did
Was-
we kill that was a female?
Is Corella the Black feminine?
I do not know. I don't know what that creature is.
Callista?
Could,
I don't know.
Kallista asked the question. You and I were the only ones who could comprehend its spoken giant.
When Callista starts to speak and she's just still staring up at the Citadel, when I held the dagger, I was transported to a place. I saw Zolkin, but I saw another. And see its face. I just saw the black robe and the hood over its head. It had a staff. To knock me out of it, it's cast some kind of lightning or electricity-powered spell at me.
I prepare destroy undead, just in case.
I let her up, yes. I dust her off.
This is one of those we are probably going to have to wait on, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Yeah.
Molfin will look at Kallista. There is no reason that you are going to like this. Molfin puts his hand out. Give it to me.
To Callista.
And the rest looking right at Kallista.
Ooh. Mm.
You give it to me.
Callista reaches.
I don't want to
Looking at the group of us, there is no one who can travel as fast in any given direction as I can. Ashlyn is faster on ground,
Oh, yeah.
but I can go airborne if need be.
That's true.
If someone appears, the group of you can make it to Clarion, and Kallista, only you can dispel the charm that holds him. I do not have that capability. Me bouncing around and giving them a target to follow and chase will give the time to awaken Clarion.
What if he doesn't wake up?
Then I will lead them as far away as I can and give you the time you need.
With the dagger? So they might be able to.
I can send Ashlyn's favorite friend to bring the dagger back.
Aww.
Chris Hansen in
He was a
chat.
guy.
Chris Hansen in chat says only Callista has the codes for the nuclear warheads. That's awesome. You got Molfin. As you're saying this, you can see Callista is struggling mentally to put all this through, but you see the sense that she does see your point. She pulls out the dagger slowly and gazes down at it, and she says, "Wait. Something's happening. You destroyed Kella's gem, right?"
I destroyed the gem that was handed to me.
Gather around. Look. I'm not just... You look, and the red gem is back on the one side of the dagger where it was missing before. And she
Zulkin took another soul.
She slowly flips the dagger over. And you guys watch as there's like this... It looks like an ember kind of carving into the top area of the gem where Kella's name used to be. And you can see it slowly in common, writing a name in cursive into the metal of the dagger. And it starts out, and you can see the first letter finishes. A K. E. L. L. A. And then the ember disperses, and Kella's name is once again engraved into the dagger.
How?
Molfin is going to try to reach out and grab it out of Callista's hand.
Okay, she's kind of stunned right now, so you just basically like take it out.
I really thought that was going to turn and say Callista's name, no lie. I thought that we were going to...
Yeah.
And immediately, Molfin points and says, "Run, now." And starts to walk the same general direction, but a little off to the side, and hides the dagger away in his robe.
Okay.
Can we put the dagger in the bag of holding so it's in a pocket dimension?
Seems reasonable.
They need to be able to sense it in order to get them away from you.
Okay. Bye!
I will cast, Molfin, are you sure about this, that you're going to face them alone?
I'm not going to face them. I'm going to be running alongside and then split as we get closer to lead them away a little bit.
I don't like this.
You're gonna run with you, Uncle Molfin?
Seems like a terrible idea.
I know.
We need... Right now, they want a couple of things. They want the dagger, they want Diana.
They'll never get
I
there.
don't like the idea of separating too much.
But did
I
Kella's gem
can't...
just...
I do not understand, and we do not have time right now to interrogate and try to figure this out.
Does that mean it's not that dangerous, though?
Or it is incredibly dangerous, and it is just repossessing things to make up what was lost.
But that means, I mean, we were when Kella lost, like, her soul and her ability to love, but the gem's back.
Maybe
So
you
now
can
what
kill
happens if
Kella.
it's taken another piece of her soul?
Oh, that's a good point. That's...
Or her life.
That we do not know.
I will grab Molfin, and give him a hug, and let me just see how long this lasts. Okay, good. I'll grab Molfin and give him a hug, and just say thank you for everything that you have ever done for me, and for doing this. And I'll give him Death Ward so he won't die if they kill him. If they, like...
No, he'd rather be a zombie, probably.
No.
And Molfin just sort of pulls a little tighter to Diana. We will figure this out. But right now we need Clarion, which means we need them distracted.
Okay.
I kind of wish we had those cultists right now.
And assuming we're all still running up, heading this direction, and Molfin, as much as Molfin can run, just keeping things moving, going that direction. In Giant, don't worry, Diana. None of us are alone in this.
Okay. Or just nod.
I hate secret languages.
I say in Elvish, Ashlyn, we already have a secret language.
Okay.
Did you hear in common? Then get educated!
So Molfin, you are,
Educate yourself, fool.
Molfin, you're headed
At level
towards
13, I
the
guess.
Citadel, correctly? Am I correct?
Yeah,
in
so
this?
basically if
And
the group is heading like this to the Citadel,
Yeah.
Molfin is sort of going in that same general direction,
Uh-huh.
because he's not 100% sure what they're tracking.
Okay. Yeah.
The assumption is we're all assuming in terms of the group, they're following the dagger.
Okay.
But what if they're not?
Gotcha.
So,
Mhm.
wants to be in some sort of an area, but if all of a sudden a person appears, Molfin bamps off and
Yeah, in the closer you guys get, as you guys are heading off to the
Wait.
Citadel, kind of breaking apart, Molfin, you actually, Lachlan and Ashlyn, you guys also make insight checks as well.
are you asking me to make another one?
No,
or
yours
Okay.
already taken care of.
Not 20?
Wow.
Because it's like.
Oh, wow, how'd
Oh,
that
you're
happen?
using that
Oh,
20?
yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah,
you
I'm
can
gonna
use
use
that
my
20.
not 20.
All right.
Well.
You guys all start to hear the same whispers that Molfin was hearing.
What the heck is that?
I
And
don't know.
you start hearing some of the words that this woman is saying. You see them. You just hear. You hear things like, "It will be mine soon enough."
Is it Kella?
You can bring it to me.
What?
And it's just like these. It sounds like the wind at first, but these is female voice on these whispers.
It's really creepy.
It is really creepy. Get out of my head!
So, Molfin, you approach the Citadel. I'm assuming the rest of the party is not approaching the Citadel, staying out in the distance while you kind of head on in? Is that what...
No, I think it's the exact opposite.
Okay, so
they're
they're
going
going
in to find Clarion.
And you're going to
Molfin
make
is
sure
staying
that no one
out
is
so that,
tracking
well,
what you guys
if
are
they're
doing.
coming.
Yeah.
Now, once they go in,
Mm-hmm.
Molfin immediately
Oh, yeah.
into the bag, scatters bones on the ground,
Okay.
and summons Tony.
Someone's Tony. Okay.
Tony.
Yes, yeah, you got your skeletal friend again as the party starts to head on into the Citadel, and Tony is standing there next to you again, and he's holding out his hand like this.
Propose.
No, not today, Tony. We are expecting
He
guests.
shrugs and gets
And-
and just goes like this, puts his head down like sad and dejected.
Aww.
Well,
Poor Tony.
He felt like
what does the
when he was
ground look like?
rocky and snowy.
Molfin is going to, real quick, hand him a little pouch,
He gets excited.
pour
and
some
grabs
water
it.
into a vial,
Oh,
and hand him a vial of water.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Say,
no.
if things go badly, pour the water onto it. Not unless things go badly.
He just holds both and starts shaking his skeletal head.
And in the meantime, while Molfin's looking, he's got the book out and he's just flipping, muttering to himself, looking around every once in a while, scanning on a page.
Okay. The rest of you entering the Citadel, you can see as you open up to the main foyer as you walk in, it's a very elegant old place. Not kept very clean by any means, but still very cold inside. A lot of the things are covered in frost and ice. And you make your way, and down the main hall, it doesn't seem like anything is that much out of place inside. But you can see that the hall to that one area that he escorted you guys into in the past, where he showed you some of his sculptures that he considered his treasures, the paintings that were hanging on the wall that he treasured, basically his treasure hoard. The doors are kind of flying, they're just open at the end of the hallway.
Wow, this is my first time here.
It's
Pretty great, isn't it?
It is great.
It was once better.
It's full of life. Well, one big life.
And you guys, I mean, you're free to, walk around anywhere inside.
I want to walk. I feel like me and Callista both would beeline for Clarion's home, like Clarion himself.
Okay. Like his room.
Yeah, anywhere to try to find him.
Yeah, you guys go up this like large stone spiral staircase to the left, and you make your way out where you thought was Clarion's room. Most of it is complete in rubble right now, but there's no sign of Clarion. The roof has kind of been collapsed and caved in, and that side, but there's no sign of him.
Search somewhere else in the place, anywhere, the library,
Okay.
a ballroom,
Do
anywhere.
any
that's big enough
CSI on
for-
what happened in there, though?
What's that?
Could we do any CSI on what happened in there then? Like, does it look like there was a
Yeah.
fight in there?
Yeah.
Is there blood stains? Is there...
You can make an investigation check.
Molfin is waiting outside to potentially die for me. I'm not.
It's strange. It's almost like the damage came from something bursting out, maybe from below, and caused some of the other elements, like the ceiling, to collapse in other places. Since it was a ruined citadel, it wasn't very. It's been standing for a long time, but something occurred here that caused a lot of the things to kind of finally give way and cave in on itself.
Okay. I would relay that to anyone hasn't moved on quite yet.
Okay, I'll run downstairs and see if there's anything I can tell.
Yeah, you guys kind of run around, and eventually you're looking all around. There's really no sign of anything. It's very quiet, cold, dark. And you finally make your way to his hoard where he's kept his most valued treasures, with those doors hanging open. And you start to enter in. And that's when all of you notice on the far end of this enormous chamber is a sculpture, an enormous sculpture of a dragon in the room. A lot of the other sculptures that were around the room have been knocked over and are crumpled on the floor. Some of them still stand but have been desecrated. A lot of the treasures that he had before, if Lachlan remembers, this like couple glass cases that he had,
Oh yeah,
have all been shattered and raided.
Oh no.
that was my
On
job.
the far end, the roof is just completely open, and the wind is blowing in some snow upon the back of this massive dragon, what looks to be a sculpture made out of stone.
Is it...
It looks like
Look
it's
like-
reeling back, like it's in pain.
Does it look like Clarion?
It looks a lot like Clarion when he was in his dragon form. And you guys notice there is a piece of parchment hanging from his chest, and there's a nail put into it, and it's something written on it.
I run up and I want to read it.
Okay?
Read it aloud.
It looks like it's written in probably, it looks like maybe blood.
Oh no.
And it says, Diana and friends, I must say, I'm quite impressed by your boldness. and I'm even more pleased that we are connected. I can feel your love, Diana, and I'm very pleased that your love is a coat of protection for me. You may not realize it yet, Dana, but I am absolutely fascinated with you. Unfortunately, your acquisition of my property was something I had not anticipated. Though your thievery has come to a shock for me, the consequences of such actions are yet to be fully realized. I must admit, I do enjoy the chase, but I feel I'm getting closer to finding you and your friends, and closer to making you mine. Then it keeps on going. The giant conflict has come at such a convenient time for me. These fools squandering with each other and destroying the North have done so well in distracting the Lord's Alliance and the other world powers from what is happening beneath the surface. The longer these giants scratch and claw at each other for blessings from their long-forgotten and stagnant deities, the easier it will be for me to prepare for the end of all life and the birth of my undead armies. By this time, my weapon should be back at full power once again, and my plans continue to surge forward. There is still plenty of time for you to rectify the situation, Diana. I am feeling quite merciful in my many years, and would be willing to let your friends live if you bring the dagger, your gem, and your pretty little self to me. You belong to me, and it's time to show yourself. Diana, you have caused nothing but pain and suffering to everyone you know and love. Your mentor, High Priest Dorn, has an incredible amount of willpower. Even on the brink of death, he stands firm in not giving up information on your whereabouts. He takes great pride in the suffering he has endured to protect you. I have him here with me, but I'm not sure how much longer I can bear to look at him. He would serve much better dead and reborn. His suffering can end with your presence and the return of my property. I mean, look at Clarion. Clarion the mighty, Clarion the great. Clarion loved this room so much. He loved these precious statues and the treasures in which they adorned. In my opinion, had some type of sick obsession with these sculpted stone pieces. I decided to do only that which would give him true satisfaction. I turned him into one, so that he himself could be the centerpiece of his own great treasure hoard. And now the full Clarion is the only treasure left in this abandoned citadel. Alone, cold, and frozen forever in the stone in which he so adored. I can release him, but for now, I like him like this. I am working on something fantastic, Diana. Something that I would love for you to see. I want you to witness my power firsthand, to give you a glimpse of what the new reality of all Faerun will be very soon. I will be at the sunken tower of the Forgotten Deep, within the northern parts of the Neverwinter Wood, near Mount Hotenow, waiting for you. You'll know where it is when you see it. I warn you to come alone, but I've learned from experience that your friends will probably accompany you. I cannot guarantee their safety, but I can guarantee yours. Please forgive me for the guests in the shadows. They have strict orders to bring you to me, along with the corpses of your friends.
After reading that last part, I want to immediately cast something around us, something to protect us. I immediately cast Spirit Guardians. That is what I do.
All right, with Spirit Guardians, as you're casting, you notice the very end of the letter, it says, "I love you, Diana," signed, The Black. And those sculptures that have been kind of broken and clumbered clambering on the floor start to move. And a lot of them start to stand up.
Oh, crap.
This is a terrible, terrible mistake, and we never should have.
That's where we're going to end tonight's episode. It's already 11:09.
Awful.
So.
He became Clarion the Black. I mean, Cruella the Black. Oh no.
And Molfen has no bloody clue.
And Muffin has not a clue.
Oh my
He's
gosh.
standing outside.
Preparing for imminent danger that is not coming.
Well, this was a bad idea.
Wow.
Well, it's better than it could have been. There's 5 of you in there.
Yeah.
Kloppity, this is back at the very beginning, like episode 1, 2, and 3. We ran into a group of Zentarum in oh my god, it's Nightstone.
I think I can explain Diana's terrible judgment the best. Diana, at this time, failed a great deal of insight checks. Terribly. She was not insightful. She was very young and naive. And there was this very handsome Zentarum named Zolkin. And she, upon seeing him, decided, I gotta tap that ass. So she flirted and eventually she kissed him. Well, Zolkin gave her a gift of a beautiful stone, and then she went around and told everyone that they were getting married, and all of that. And then some time goes by, Zolkin, Kella, another girl that Zolkin had a history with, was like, he's something else, he's something darker, you need to get away from him. And Diana was like, what do you mean? He's so handsome and perfect. And then he like became this like monstrous kind of thing, and like he almost like killed Kallista. And Diana, who was very forgiving, let him get away. Worst mistake of her life, because now he has been haunting her. Also, Lachlan stole his dagger, and we thought that was just like dumb, you know what I mean? Like, oh, Lachlan's a thief, Lachlan stole his dagger. Turns out the dagger holds her soul in it, because kissing the evil undead Zentura man trapped her soul in the gem that he gave her and the dagger that Lachlan stole. So
Hey, thank you
now,
so much for the follow.
so now
Appreciate it.
So now Zolkin and some greater thing that controls Zolkin is out to get Diana and out to like get the whole party, because Diana was dumb and Diana would just want it to be 18 and to flirt with stupid men, and so many mistakes.
Ashlyn was not there for this.
Ashlyn was not there for that.
She doesn't know all this.
Name probably in the dagger.
I love this. Lachlan, my son, you're amazing, but you're an idiot.
It's true. But wait, if the dagger was still in Zolkin, did Lachlan basically save Diana by stealing that dagger? Should Lachlan steal more? I think this is a life lesson.
Lachlan is a hero for being a thief, which is the funniest thing in the world.
Would you have guessed that just trying to pick any random thing off of Zolkin whenever you were in Nightstone would have led
I had
to
a
all
choice
this?
of 3 things.
You did.
It was like a handkerchief.
You did. You had the
Wait.
choice. And
What's
choice
the
was
magic
up
of his
to you.
handkerchief? It could be even worse. Oh my god. Oh.
His
The
handkerchief is
holds
really a
evil you could
portal.
never imagine.
You unfold it, and it becomes a hole, and you can dive into it.
Oh, that would've been cool.
Well, that was a pretty amazing episode, guys.
Jesus.
Lots of RP moments. Almost a devastating encounter with a fire elemental from Molfen.
I hardly got singed in that fire.
We all got to meet Impy tonight for the first time.
Oh no.
He's great.
And
I
now
kind of
you guys
hate
are
Impy.
standing in the midst of Clarion's treasure hoard, and the statues around you are starting to animate.
Ooh.
We'll see what
Not
happens.
good,
We've
not
got to
good.
wait 2 weeks to find out, because we won't have a Storm King's Thunder next week. We'll be back the Friday after that. 2 weeks to let this let this fester a little bit.
This completely threw Molfin's whole plan on its head.
So we need to give away a nat 20, guys. Who
I'm
should
gonna
we
give it to Diana because I think she's gonna need it.
give it to?
That's a great. That is.
It's,
Yeah.
That is great. Yeah.
I don't necessarily agree with the reasoning, but yeah, just for the emotional strain.
Yeah.
It's like,
Her face
Klauth.
during that whole monologue was incredible.
love
Yeah.
you, Diana, and
Yeah.
you belong to me.
I don't like it. Ooh.
She went through
Diana's
so
having
many
a little
emotions
feminist
during that
moment.
monologue. That was
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
was
we've
amazing.
even Chad is chopping,
Yeah.
calling in.
Chat's calling Diana, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna.
Yeah,
make sure
and
that I
you
play.
you are very right, Kloppity. Callista is going to be bonkers when she returns.
Yes.
Kallista is going to snap. Oh my
She's
god.
gonna kill literally everything. Like all these things that are
So much
moving
fire in her
us,
hands.
everybody.
Callista literally will not let a thing touch Diana. Like, Callista's going to go berserk.
Mhm.
Especially after
Callista
Clarion.
may murder Molfin for stealing the dagger and running off with it too. So,
Yeah.
hey,
Well, I
Yeah.
think part of it,
Yeah.
was you kind of explaining your reasoning for taking it too, which I think even for Christy / Callista would probably make sense, given the circumstances.
Yeah.
Now that you guys know that when you guys went to the Oracle, you remember that they said something about in which the life force that you possess. There is more to this dagger.
And Cruella the Black is Zolkin. I did not see that coming.
oh, we don't know.
that true?
It's just signed the black.
Yeah.
The Black is the entity that controls Zolkin, I thought. The entity that might have given him his power.
Oh,
Perhaps
that wouldn't be.
perhaps Zolkin is nothing more than a meat suit.
Yeah, maybe there was
Or
never a
Cruella the
Zolkin.
Black.
Maybe it was
Yeah.
always.
It could. I'm wondering what that female voice is. Is that Kella coming for her soul?
Oh my god.
I mean, it may be back.
Maybe it's Callista from the future,
No.
herding us all into some space like we're cats.
No.
Storm King Thunder After Hours, where everybody has a conspiracy theory about what's going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Ooh, even Chris Hansen agrees with me. Callista is mutual destruction. She will first destroy the world and then destroy herself.
No.
But okay, Chris Hansen, I think you got that a little funny. That's first destroy the party, then destroy the world. But and now Amelia Gal's got 7 theories.
7 theories. Yep.
Psychic vampires.
All of them involve Lachlan's left eye, Diana's pinky, and a strand of poodle hair.
Ooh.
It's a thing.
Well,
What?
we are going to call that a wrap for this evening. Excellent job, everybody. So Diana will have the nat 20. Everybody else will have DM's inspiration for fantastic roleplay. And man, Molfin, that idea for the fire elemental was amazing. That was like reading. That is knowing your spells and what they do right there. That's incredible. So, yeah. Awesome job, everybody. So thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Make sure you check up with our schedule to make sure that you know exactly when all of our campaigns are running during the week. We've got almost a full docket of Dungeons & Dragons content for you right here at Proficiency Bonus, so make sure you guys tune in. Once again, my name is Michael, your Dungeon Master for this evening, and I hope everybody had fun tonight. I know I did. It was a blast. How about you guys? Do you guys have a good time tonight?
Oh yeah. I am dying to see what is going to be happening
Yeah.
in 2 weeks' time. I can't say next week. That makes me sad.
I know we gotta let this boil a little bit for 2 weeks, so it's gonna be good. So what we'll do, I'm hoping that we'll have Christy back. I'm hoping that we'll have JJ back in 2 weeks as well. So
Yeah.
he should be done with his classes, so I'm hoping that he'll be able to make it back. So we get Anastasius back too. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you missed part of the episode, make sure you catch us back on the YouTube. I'll have it up there very quickly, and you guys can catch up on all our previous episodes. Even go back some of our early episodes and check out what Zos was telling us about this whole Zolkin character from the beginning. I apologize for the poor quality of our early videos. We're definitely, you can tell that from
We were learning our way.
We've learned a lot in the last year and a couple months. So we've come a long way. So just make sure you go back. The audio's still good. You can go ahead and listen to all that and check it out. And if you ever find yourself in the middle of an adult Silver Dragon's treasure hoard, you see that piece of parchment nailed to its chest, when you start reading, make sure you add that proficiency bonus. We'll see you guys next time. Have a great night.